What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sunday Sports Club Podcast, a podcast all about sports told by a woman, and that woman is me. Hi, guys. I'm Allison Cooch, as always, and today I'm joined by a special guest, Emma Kelly. So you are a maternal health advocate, mother and wife of Vikings center Ryan Kelly. You're a boss-ass bitch, and I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you.
We go kind of like back. Quite a few years.
We're like OG girlies.
Yeah. So actually, I met Emma for the first time when Isaac was playing for the Colts, because you guys were with the Colts for how long?
100 years. I feel like you age in dog years in the NFL. So
Right.
that he's in his 10th year right now, which literally feels like 100. What was that, 4 or 5 years for you?
Yeah.
And look at how different our lives are as we sit here.
You were pregnant at the time. We both now have, I have child. You have multiple children. And so I feel like life looks so different. And now he's not even with the Colts anymore.
No.
So how are you doing? Because
Who would have thought?
You moved your entire family, 3 kids, a dog, a husband, all to Minnesota. So how are you acclimating?
By my damn self.
Jesus Christ.
By my damn self. I feel like these are the things that we don't get to talk to in the NFL. And I'm like so excited that you're highlighting it because like obviously there's so many opportunities, right? And everyone loves to make professional sports a lot sexier than they are. Like the behind the scenes is
it looks sexy on the outside.
Yeah.
And from like a certain angle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all things in life actually. Like, how's my angle now?
Like how do I actually look right now?
Are all my chins in this? Like,
right.
but so I feel this is actually crazy because I always joked we were like the village elder. I was the village elder 4 years ago in the Colts.
Yes, you're what I like to call the team mom.
Team mom, baby.
Like you planned
Capri Suns at halftime.
Yes.
Fruit, meet me up at my suite. We got this.
Honestly, I feel like if anybody needed you during like halftime or something during the game, or if they were new to the team, I feel like you were like the first person to welcome them. You were the person planning everything. You were the one like bringing people together off of like the field in a way. And
connecting the women and families.
And I always thanked people like you because moving to a new city where you know absolutely nobody, and especially like that was Isaac's first time switching to a new team. I was like, I'm going to be attending every single girls' night.
Yes.
And thank God somebody is doing that because
can we like also too the worst part of it is showing up, right? So we can get into this in a minute, but it's anxiety. Like it feels like junior high and high school. You're walking in as the new girl to a group of women, right?
Yeah.
And there's all of these stereotypes and you see people's personas on Instagram and like all these things. And it's so intimidating. You're like, I'm a confident 20-something, 30-something-year-old woman, but like, why am I scared to walk into
a group of women
that I've known? Yeah.
It is terrifying. But those nights of like, oh, we're getting like, I think I got my ears pierced when like, I think you had an ear piercing night. And I was like,
piercing party.
I came home with like 3 different piercings. I'm like, yeah. Wait, actually.
It was an identity crisis for all of us.
No,
we're like coming off COVID. We're like, we've been locked up in the house. Let's pierce our entire lobes.
Yeah. But I got my ear pierced. Actually, this is so funny. I told this story on TikTok. I got my ear pierced and then they told me the price after and I was like, oh, that's a real diamond.
Oh yeah, that is, that's what we're going to stay away from, right? So like, that was like a thing. It was like,
no, they had cheaper earrings.
Yeah, I was like, they had amazing, it's like this amazing local jeweler welcoming the community. Beautiful. Like, let's do something fun. And it's like, those are actually the things where I'm saying like there's so many amazing opportunities, but it's also like very real, right? Like, and so there's a lot of like things on the internet too, right? Like I want to crawl out of my skin when I hear the term WAG. I don't know why. I feel like it's like whatever's associated with it.
I just feel like it has a stigma attached to it that I don't align with.
It's actually, and it's like the thing that I admire so much about you is how we just live in a world where people can say whatever they think they want to you. And, you know, so you hear that you are the wife or significant other of a professional player and gold digger.
Oh my gosh.
She just sits around spending his money, like all the things. And it's like, let's actually talk about what it takes. Like none of us of course we know what a privilege it is to sit here and to support our men living out their dreams,
Absolutely.
right? And so but there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of sacrifices. And so it's
many
not
sacrifices.
just us sitting around spending their money, which first of us, a majority of the women are so badass. They all have their own things. They're doing a lot. Like it doesn't really get to be celebrated when you're supporting out, your guys doing what they love, but time and place. And so, but to that, like, let's even just start with like the moving, right? So I know a lot of people love to look at it, and a lot of the things we highlight are like private planes, designer clothing.
If we're talking about playoffs and there's a group of people getting together, like, yes, there might be a private plane involved.
That's totally different. But I think everyone just assumes, right? Like
every vacation you're taking a private jet.
Or that the team's putting you on a plane and taking you anywhere. I'm like, no, the team
doesn't even know who I am.
Yeah.
Like, unless I'm causing an issue.
And and then all the people coming out of the woodworks, like, hey, we haven't talked since high school, but like, can I get tickets to this game? Like, so-and-so is a huge fan. And it's like, let's just back up. Players pay for their tickets. Okay?
Every
we
single
pay
one,
for our tickets.
Right? Have you ever heard of a player having, oh my God, me just spilling my entire coffee. We'll just act like that didn't
Not
happen.
on the white couch.
I'm like, it's okay. It's washable. That's what happens when you have kids. No, have you ever heard of a contract including tickets?
Only for the sexy players, right? So like,
or like a suite, right? Can you write that into a contract?
Oh wait, this is a great point, because everyone seems to think that we're just up in suites. And then you have a lot of these accounts on social media that like, the wags this, women of this. And it's like, we don't have suites. We are paying for our tickets. There is not full hair, makeup, all of this stuff, like, unless we organize it. So game day is the same for us as it is for all of you guys, right? And
honestly. Like,
I
if
know,
you want
and
to
I
get your
wish-
makeup done for a game, I can give you a great makeup artist. Like, you're going to do it the same way that I'm doing it.
Yes. So I feel like there's a lot of that, and there's a lot of pressure on us to like meet this expectation that's not real. And then the longer you're in it, you realize how like the veil is lifted, right?
I was going to say, the longer you're in the NFL, does the sexiness kind of wear off?
Hell yeah. Actually, so yes and no. I actually thought about this, right? Because we like to joke that Ryan's on the back nine of his career.
Yeah.
He's been doing this a really long time.
10 years is...
10 years. Which
like,
we can
if he goes another 10 years, I guess he'd be in the middle. But like, he's...
The NFL, I don't think a lot of people, let me put this out for you guys, like, especially when my favorite thing, he makes millions, shut up, right? And it's like, first off, Google is free. Like, every salary is, you can Google it.
Yeah.
It's not what you think for a lot of the majority of these guys. And 2 or 3, 4, like all these points, the money has to last forever. But the average, what is it? 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Is the average. You can't even get your pension until you're 2.5 years active roster.
Is that not absolutely
I don't think
crazy?
people understand that. So first off, like, if people like to talk shit or like even say like, he's on the, like, this is my favorite thing too, like, he's on the practice squad, right? Like, as if he's lesser than, y'all, these guys they're in the top 1% of what they do.
Yeah.
In the country, like maybe even the world, right? Like,
Yes.
we can we'll have to Google ourselves, like, fact checked, but it's surely in this country, like, they're in the 1% of what they're doing. These guys.
And they're taking advantage of opportunities too, because I like to think about practice squad as like, my husband's first year in the NFL, he was on practice squad with the Chargers, but had he just like given up and like, okay, I'm going to go get a real job, the other 6 years wouldn't have existed. And also the first year he was able to sneak in 3 games, which made him an active year. And it's just like sneaking by, like taking that, like the NFL is milking their players for all they have. Why not milk the NFL back?
That is such a great point. And I always say they treat these men like cattle. They're herding them in, herding them out. Like, they're only as good as like what they're producing. So yeah, it's a business. I hate that term, but it is.
Business.
It's a business. And the longer
Yeah.
you're in there, the thicker your skin better be, and the longer you better. Like, nothing is forever.
So this is your first move away from the Colts, right? Like, you guys were there for so long. So was the move like what you expected, or was the move to Minnesota, oh wow, like this is a little bit more on my own than I thought?
The move, if I can just be candid, was brutal. And I say that with all the love and respect because we have women. So one of my best girlfriends, they were in the league for 12 years. After he did his first contract, they moved, I think they played for 8 or 9 teams in 12 years. So every 9 months, not even, every 9 months, he would get the call, he would leave overnight, and then she would be left. She, by the way, was like 9 months pregnant. It's COVID. He's playing for New York. They go to San Francisco. During COVID, during the entire country is locked down, she has to pick up their life, find a place for them, right? Because they just put these guys in a hotel.
Yeah.
So she's got to find a place for them to live, figure out how to sell their place in New York, get her 9-month pregnant self across the country so that she doesn't give birth without her husband in weeks.
And all of it's alone because if you think of these guys, a lot of the moves happen during football season or during training camp where, okay, hey, I have to clock in tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. I'm landing and immediately going to practice and learning a whole new playbook. And like, I have to hope that like everything at home is going to be okay. And hopefully my wife doesn't give labor.
Yeah.
Give labor.
And
Hopefully my wife doesn't like give birth on the plane.
Give labor.
Like that's what it feels.
I also love you said it is with child. Like we're
with child.
With child, we're singing back to the Oregon Trails Day. Oregon Trails Day. But so it's like, so, and to our personal experience, right? I know how, I don't say we're lucky. My husband earned every bit of it. So he was with the team for basically a decade. 9 years with the Colts. Such a beautiful, like crazy up and down ride. And then suddenly, right? Like we talk about it's a business. Like you've given someone a decade of your life and it's just like, it's over. And no matter how many years time you have in the NFL, it doesn't like, it never ceases to just like everything turn on a dime. So,
right.
And what people don't understand, and you've been very vocal about, is you don't know where you're going. You have no insight. So you just end the season. We were like, let's see what else is out here with the time that we have left.
Which it is crazy to think that like in the NFL, you also, if you're in a place of like, oh, you're a great player, you're a highly paid player, you can kind of make that decision sometimes. Like if your contract is up, you can't just be like, I don't like this anymore. You can request a trade, but like they're not always going to honor that.
No.
And I feel like that makes things messy. But if your contract is up, you can say, I don't actually want to play here anymore.
You know, it's so funny too. Like you're not really allowed to have a voice in there. Like the guys are just, you show up, you're supposed to be grateful. And then you're supposed to just swallow it when you guys both get to a point in the road where it's like, you're not working, you want to move on. Like it's crazy. Like, it's tough. And we don't like talk about that. Like these men are not really allowed to have emotions. And if you are emotional, then you're dramatic or you're
crazy or over the top and
you're the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was the move to Minnesota like a family decision or was it more like Ryan's going to do what he's going to do for like what's best for him? Obviously he has his family in his mind.
Actually, this is crazy. So recently they came out with the NFL survey. So the NFL survey is one of the best things that's ever happened. The NFL now gets graded on how basically owners treat their teams. So
I've seen this survey.
You have this checklist. It's like the dirty list has come out, right? So we're talking about like everything from like facilities to quality of life, like family life, like what are the schools like, all of these things. So you've got like, Julie, I mean, I'm just going to say it. It's out there. Minnesota's A+ across the board.
Yes.
The way that they treat their families, their players.
It's crazy because me and Isaac were talking before this. We've heard that about Minnesota.
It's like the,
I feel like it's kind of known amongst like NFL players and wives and like the families what teams treat their players.
It always was before, but then the
now
players
the survey's
union came
public.
out. They made it public. It's got all the dirty secrets. So now this was so needed, right? So imagine this. This happens so rapid fire that I know you guys know this. First off, the season ends. Then there's just this god-awful waiting period where you're not allowed to speak, hear anything.
It's like 2 months.
Yeah. So you're not allowed to know. Everyone's like, are you going to make plans? Are you going to move? Like, what are you going to do? And it's like, I don't know.
2 months of
I'll
twiddling your
find out
thumbs.
when you find out pretty much. Like, we're not, this isn't like something. It's like, I get to find out when you find out where we're going.
It's literally like illegal to like talk into a certain point.
Oh yeah. Like that alone would like end your, if you're like, you can't talk to anyone beforehand. It's like this whole game too. It's kind of like a dating show. Like it's like,
actually
like agents are allowed to like schmooze, but it's so that's like like a whole nother
like
story for another time.
interest or what have you not.
Yeah. Like, hey, so and so's like they're into you, but they're not allowed to say it, but like they're into you.
But like,
so you're like, okay,
they would swipe right.
Yeah. They're telling you they'd swipe right.
Exactly.
So then you're like, you get so excited. So this is what happens in that 2 month. You're like, oh, LA like wants to swipe right on you. And you're like, I can live in LA. I'm going to take my children to the beach at 6. Like you start picturing your life here. And then, so like push comes to shove, free agency opens. And like free agency, as long as we've been in this, I can't believe what a beast this is. It's the most like stressful thing. And I feel for every single family and person who has gone through this, let alone once, like multiple times. You guys are the true heroes and MVPs because
I was going through free agency every single year. Like,
Allie, it aged me 100 years because it's not about us anymore. Like we have kids, we have like all of these things to
and now
consider
the
outside
idea
ourselves.
of like just, I don't know. The idea of retiring doesn't sound as bad. Like the luxury of the NFL is so much fun. And like, I would give anything to go back for a few days, but then like knowing like, okay, we're going to stay in this house for a long time is also like such a blessing.
And that's like, so we kind of got to that point too, right? Like this comes from like a very like.
You guys owned a house in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
You guys, it was like so home to you.
Yeah.
Like when I remember moving to Indiana and I was like, I don't feel like I'm talking to like this NFL wife who lives in Indiana. I'm talking to somebody who's like, no, Indiana's my home. Like you guys live there year
Welcome to the cornfields, baby.
Like, wow, there was a lot of corn. Like they really weren't playing around about that. But it's crazy because that's like that was home. Like you guys still own your house there.
You know how crazy that we do. So, and I know we'll get into this, but Ryan, I always joke he's the old man. Yeah. He's always been 100 years old, trapped in his body. And he's just like such a by the rules guy. And he was just always like, no fuss about it. Cause this is something we have to talk about too, the schedule. Everyone's like, NFL is so great. 6 months on, 6 months off. I'm like, who has that schedule?
6 months off where?
Yes. That's somehow everyone's like, what's it like to have 6 months off with your husband? I was like, I'll let you know when that happens. Like, that's not the schedule, but all right. But that's how it feels to fans. Cause it's like, you've got
because there's no games.
Yeah, exactly. So they're just like, but my husband was always like, we're going to live in the city that we play. And it just so happened we got to stay in the same city, for better or for worse for me, right? Like imagine being single in your 20s and there's like, come to Indiana. You're like living your best life in the South. And you're like, that's how you find out if you love.
An invite.
Come to Indiana. That's how you know you're going to go the distance.
Indiana.
So we made it home, and then we had some personal things happen to us that have just like, is it going to be? But then this experience moving to Minnesota has kind of like, I don't know, ripped the lid right off the can. I'm like a 1 foot, one in, one out.
Yeah.
We've come to Minnesota. I'm like,
wait.
Let's see. Yeah. Like I've got a taste of this, but also like everyone's like, the NFL is so great. You get to all these places. I'm like, I can't get out of the Midwest. Like I thought, like what happened to LA, Tampa Bay, like
Vegas? You're like, where?
Yeah, like can I have a beach, please?
You like got colder,
God,
which is really hard to do when you're moving from Indiana.
I'm so scared.
I guess it hasn't really hit
so
yet,
scared for Minnesota winter. Like it's like the Game of Thrones. Like winter is coming. Like I'm scared.
Yeah, it's coming whether you like it or not.
For my mental health, for all the things, but it's actually like we have loved it so much.
So you guys have adjusted, like you guys have settled in.
It's shocked me how, but actually, let me just tell you like what happened to like so even as someone as let's lucky as us who were in a place for almost a decade, you get a call and you think it's ABCY, someone from Z calls. You're like, didn't see this coming. Right? Like I was prepping for the beach.
Yeah.
Minnesota's like, we'd really like you. And then for all the things we said, you're like, from a football perspective, there is no greater place to be. And so it's like, let's go right off into the sunset in Minnesota, I guess. But what I didn't see is like, so Ryan, by the way, is on a plane. So my husband's over the Pacific, flying to Hawaii, and his agent's trying to get a contract. Like the Vikings want you. You need to sign.
Like, hello.
And he's like, hey, like, yeah, like Wi-Fi's in and out. He's so stressed. Like so it finally goes through. He touches down in Hawaii for this event. And then the Vikings call and they're like, hey, we need you here in 24 hours. You got to do a physical. Like That's what everyone
yeah.
does. You have to do all these undercover things when you don't just sign to, like, everyone's like, they're signing Ryan Kelly. It's like, no, he's got to pass the physical. He's got to pass, like, they do all of these screenings. So, by the way, my husband gets out to Hawaii. They tell him he's got to be back in Minnesota within 24 hours. So he doesn't sleep. He's probably had 29 cans of Zyn and 14 coffees. And so he gets to Minnesota and he fails the heart exam or whatever.
Wait,
he
no.
fails the physical. And they're like, hey, your heart's irregular. And he's like, what?
He's like, bud, I'm stressed.
Yeah, he's like, whoa, that's so weird. I don't know why I failed it. And then later they're like, it was probably the 29 cans of Zyn that you inhaled on your flight over. But
Like, well, you probably should have called earlier
Yeah.
and maybe I would have passed first time.
But so in this time, I'm waiting for him. He's like, hey, we're signing with Minnesota. Then he's like, wait, hey, I failed my exam. So you're like, wait, what? Like, you can't even. So there's a 48-hour period where you're just like, what do you call that? Like limbo. Like you're just like,
You're just waiting.
yeah, yes.
Hella
But
waiting
to also
room.
find out, like, wait, is your heart okay? And then just like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
You're like, okay, the
Yeah.
team, but like, are you
Yeah.
good?
But the team, by the way, they can say that. They can pull you away. And like,
Yeah.
if you fail your physical, they're like, sorry, you're out.
No, yeah, they can pull.
Move the cattle back out. Move, like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Next.
yeah, next up. Exactly. And so I don't think that's like, it's like a whole thing. So he passes the physical. Thank God it was just because he hadn't slept. And so then we finally sat, right? So then I like forget the dates too, because it is a little bit like traumatic isn't the word, but when someone flips your universe completely upside down.
It's chaos. I mean,
Yeah.
if you were to go up to anybody and say, hey, I know you have like 3 kids and a dog and like a life here and like
Yeah.
your dentist and your primary care doctor and your OBGYN and like you did IVF, like, hey, I know you have all of these things going on, but like, by the way, like, do you want to move a few states over?
Yeah, our daughter's like 3 months old. I have twin boys who are just over 1.
That in and of itself is a little terrifying.
It's crazy.
I do say so myself.
I still have an outer body experience when I tell everyone that I have 3 children under 2. Like, when did this happen? But so you are dealing with real life. I think the biggest thing too is everyone likes to forget that athletes and their significant others are very human, and we go
Yeah.
through very real things. And
Like,
it isn't even close to glamorous.
Money doesn't change that. You can still go through very real things. And I hate when people would always compare my experience to somebody else. It's like, well, yeah, but your husband has a great job and gets paid a lot. And like, there's people not as, and I'm like, yeah, but my husband losing his job, I'm still able to be upset.
My favorite term that I get all the time is "shut up, your husband's making millions."
Like,
you don't have. I'm like, okay.
I don't have, like, I understand that we are super blessed in that capacity, but there are still so many other things of life that money doesn't replace.
Does like, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, yes, money helps, but it doesn't replace. So, and the schedule, hopefully this like helps alleviate things. So he gets the call, he's going to Minnesota. He has weeks to get out there. He has to go out there. We don't know Minnesota from Adam. I don't know a soul in Minnesota.
You asked me to put the, like,
I had to Google on a map where it was.
The
It
only
turns
reason I
out
know
it's
is 'cause I'm
neighbors
from
to
Michigan.
Canada. Did you know that? Because
No,
I
yeah.
didn't.
No, actually driving from Michigan, if you go up you have to
Yeah.
drive through Canada. Or
Yeah.
like you might. I don't
No,
know.
you do. Yeah.
Don't
I keep
quote me
forgetting
on
you're a Michigan girly too.
Yeah. But I understand that it went from like, okay, we're in Indiana, now Minnesota, crazy. This is a toss up. And then let's get our life there.
And you know, like ours is, right? We're going to Midwest. So I know I can take myself out of this. Like I've done this. I know this Midwest to Midwest.
Yeah.
You have girls who are going from like, imagine, like respectfully, imagine living your whole life in like Miami or New York and then being told you're going to like Indiana,
Yeah.
Cincinnati, Minnesota, and you don't know a soul.
You're like, wait, so I'm going to live in a neighborhood.
You're also like, can I ask Charles, like ChatGPT, like, hey, what's a good neighbor? Like, what do you do? And everyone's like, oh, the NFL takes care of you. Like some do, some have great people who like
Yeah.
help you. The majority don't.
No, the majority do not.
Do not have help. So no one's telling you what neighborhood to choose, nothing. And hopefully, you know, I like to think we're in an age, like it's so much better. And that's what I tried to be for the women of the Colts. It's like, hopefully you have like a good women that you can rely on. Like, where do I live? If I have kids, what doctor do I go to? Dentist, like your whole life, like you're going. And I know people go through this every day, but it's really hard. And so you have weeks to do it. So my husband goes out there. He is out there for good. And do we sell our house?
Yeah.
Do we,
the house where our children
you have months to make this decision that we brought all of our babies home to. So it's like, do we sell this house? How do we find and trust someone to take care of it if we don't? Can we rent it out? Like, what does that look like? Where the heck are we going to live in Minnesota?
You know,
we also have 100
my secret hack to finding a place to live that's like, okay, whether you buy or rent, my thing was always find the facility and then Google the closest Whole Foods, and that's like the neighborhood.
It's actually amazing. That's like the Lululemon theory. Like if you want to find the nice neighborhood.
The nice neighborhoods and like suburban or like families.
Yes.
No, I always Google Whole Foods.
Side note, never mind. But so Whole Foods is so smart. Also, a lot of people don't understand that their practice facilities are not where the stadium is. So like you're not living
Some
this
are,
like.
but like rare. Yeah. I think it's like the Patriots and the 49ers
are practice where they,
yes, where the stadium is.
So the rest of the teams have a different practice facility, and it's always out in like the sticks.
It's Indiana. I'm like, I don't even know what city that was in.
Me either.
We live 40 minutes from the facility because I was like, I'm not living anywhere close to that facility.
Because there's nothing around it.
At Popeyes and McDonald's. Like, I'm not kidding.
Oh, I mean, Indy's a little sexier, but like maybe not out by the facility.
By the facility.
Yeah. But
like, no, I actually loved Indiana, like certain parts.
I bet where you are in your life too, from a family perspective, it's so wonderful. Like if you have to be, it's like, it's such an amazing.
But tell a freshly married girl who doesn't have the intention of having kids anytime soon, hey, you're going to live in a suburban neighborhood with like either old people or people with like 5 kids next door. I chose the wrong city. That was my mistake. I chose the wrong Whole Foods.
There's like only one in Indiana.
I chose like the Carmel Whole Foods. I feel like there's one like, what's the other city? Like south of.
Well, there's like Meridian Hills. It's like Nora.
Meridian Hills. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I should have chose there.
Okay. So when we moved out there too, it was like a retired street. So like that. The houses were beautiful. All of my neighbors were 70 plus. And
at least they'll notice if your car hasn't moved in a few
that's
days.
the thing. Like everyone's like, you're moving in with your NFL player. I'm like, his neighbors are 70 plus. But God bless Ann, who lived next to us. It was happy hour at 3 p.m. every day. She was like, girl, I just popped a bottle. I was like, Ann, save me.
Coming.
Yeah. But that was, and then we ended up moving. Like, that's the thing. It takes time to figure that out. And you don't have time in the NFL.
Right.
Some of these guys get like 6 to 9 months there. Let's not even talk about an in-season move where they could release you during the season.
Isaac.
And then they're literally on a plane the next day.
Yeah.
And you just have to figure out, like, do you go?
Well, that happened.
Do you stay?
Yeah, that happened with, I think it was 4 weeks left of the football season when Isaac was with the Browns and signed with the Raiders, which is a 5-hour flight. And I was like, okay, I was like, hey mom, good thing you live close to me. I drove my dogs up a few hours, dropped them off at my parents' house. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go out to Vegas for 3 weeks. And I had a fucking time. It was great.
Yeah, I bet.
But if I had kids and if I probably wouldn't have gone.
No way.
So I'm like, okay, see ya when the football season ends.
That's it. So you have this decision that you feel like you have no say in.
Yeah.
Because it's about so much, especially when you have family, is you can't just uproot your kids in the middle of school season or just.
I think people forget, right?
Yeah.
They're also like, oh, like all these wives are just like living off their husbands. Like, oh, do you want to find what job is going to allow you to just up and move at any point? Like, yeah, there's remote jobs, but do you know how hard that is to find a job that's like, hey, I don't care what time zone you're on.
No.
You don't have to come to the office. And then also people forget that like these players have children too.
Yeah.
That go to school, that have doctors, that their wives are pregnant. Like, where are you going to give birth?
Imagine being like halfway through your pregnancy and like uprooting, like you have to find a new doctor. Like you've been someone on.
It literally happened to me twice in the same pregnancy.
That's actually insane.
Yeah.
So like you're trusting one of the most important chapters of your entire life.
That's supposed to be beautiful and I'm supposed to be glowing, but here I am swollen and crying all the time.
Yes. And you're just like, Godspeed. I hope this
And they're
doctor's
like, well,
great.
at least you're rich.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
okay, yeah, I'll just give birth
Stop
on the
crying, though.
side of the road when I'm driving from Vegas to LA. Like, sure. But money,
I
great.
bet that's actually happened a time.
No,
or
probably.
two on the side of Vegas, just.
Yeah.
But, well, so this is actually, we can talk about that. Like, we're kind of segueing into, I gave birth out of state.
Yeah.
My children are on life support. We're 3 weeks before the season is starting, and my husband has to make a decision because, respectfully, the NFL doesn't care in any situation. Even if your children are on life support,
Yep.
they have a job that they are required to do, and they either fulfill it or they don't. And if they don't fulfill it, there's someone there to take them place.
Does that not piss you off? Because there have been quite a few players that I feel like I've even personally seen who have made the decision, like if their wife is in labor, they choose to miss the game, or if their child is sick, they choose to miss a few games. And you've seen these situations where fans can get annoyed. How does that make you feel? As somebody who's had children on life support.
So like, should I just go back to Mary Kate?
Yeah,
and kind of start from that?
Yeah, let's go back because you've been really open about experiencing loss. And I think a lot of women are going to like find strength in your story.
Yeah. So you were with me through this, which is actually really crazy. And so buckle up, everyone. It's like a really sad story, but there is a happy ending.
Already emotional.
I probably will cry because no matter how much time passes and how much we talk about this, it honestly like doesn't get easier. I don't know how that happens, especially like where we are on this side of the fence.
Can we all agree that we spend a lot of time on our mattress? Like a lot of times. I don't actually have the calculations of how much time we spend on our mattress, but it's a lot because we use it every single day and we should be getting 8 hours of sleep every single night. So your mattress is so important because what is your mattress made out of? I want to take a second to talk about Avocado green mattresses because they are made using premium organic materials, GOLS certified organic latex, and GOTS certified organic cotton and wool, delivering luxury, performance, and durability. This impressive lineup of certifications sets their mattresses apart, ensuring the highest health and safety standards for infants, toddlers, and kids. Avocado's mission is to be one of the world's most sustainable brand, the pinnacle of GOTS certified organic mattresses, luxury pillows and bedding, and quality American-made bed frames and furniture. Avocado mattresses are Green Guard Gold certified for low emissions and made safe for certified non-toxic. They support growing bodies, so babies and children need proper support for their growing bodies, and Avocado's array of infant, toddler, and kids mattresses are soft and comfy, yet supportive to adapt to various sleeping positions and body types, supporting overall physical development. I'm laughing because my daughter sleeps in some funny positions. Avocado is also the climate label certified. They are verified as meeting high standards for climate performance, transparency, and accountability with long-term climate targets backed up by immediate funding and actions. With code Sunday, you'll save an extra $25 on Crib and Kids Mattresses on top of their holiday sale. That's an extra $25 off their current sale at avocadogreenmattress.com with the code Sunday. Avocado, dream of better. I am on a fitness journey, not only so I can feel more confident in my body, but also so I can feel better in my body and live a happier, healthier lifestyle. And also so I can keep up with my very active 2-year-old. So I want to take a second to talk about Peloton because Peloton is shaping the future of fitness with the brand new Peloton cross training tread powered by Peloton IQ. It is Peloton's most elevated equipment with real-time guidance and endless ways to move alone or with your favorite instructors. It's cross training reimagined with features designed to make your workout more personal. Peloton is built for breakthroughs. They have features that will help you plan, stay motivated, and achieve peak performance. So you can let yourself run, lift, sculpt, and go while Peloton handles the rest. And the coolest part is that Peloton IQ provides real-time strength coaching. So think of like a personal trainer in your home without a personal trainer in your home. Peloton IQ tracks your progress and suggests weights that challenge you so you can get stronger. The new movement tracking camera allows Peloton IQ to count your reps and correct your form in real time, taking the guesswork out of your workout so you can train safer, lift smarter, and make every rep count. And the great thing is that variety comes with the swivel screen. I am a type of person that I get bored if I'm doing the same workout over and over. So not only do you have the running on the tread, but you also have strength training or Pilates off of the tread with one smooth spin of a swivel screen. So let yourself run, lift, sculpt, push, and go. Explore the new Peloton cross-training tread at onepeloton.com. Hey, it's Allison, and I'm partnering with Abercrombie, the official fashion partner of the NFL. I grew up loving Abercrombie, and I still love them today. I mean, Abercrombie has clothes that match my confidence. And I'm not just saying that because they have pants that actually fit me. They do have an extensive size range, so they have a fit for everyone. And that includes tall girlies like me. I am 6 feet tall, and finding pants that fit not only the length, but also the curves of my body, Abercrombie has it. And their NFL by Abercrombie gear is more than just graphic tees. They're stylish. They have pieces for every team that you'll actually want to style with your entire closet, and not just for a game day. I'm talking like if I'm going out on a date night and there's a game on, it's Thursday Night Football, I'm like, oh, like this is so cute. I'm going to wear this. And aside from the style, Abercrombie's comfort and quality is also next level. I'm a huge fan of Abercrombie, and they have the cutest clothes, and they're also comfortable, which is why I'm constantly dressing in Abercrombie, not only for game days, but around the house, date nights, the list goes on and on. When do I feel like I'm in my own league? It's when I'm in an outfit that feels good. So shop Abercrombie in the app, online, and in stores. Again, shop Abercrombie in the app, online, and in stores. They have so much, not only for NFL, but also for date night loungewear. Check it out.
So Ryan and I's story in our chapter kind of takes, this is the year that we're together at the Colts. We are coming hot off our dream wedding, like the ultimate high of life. And we were like your typical, like, we're going to wait a year, we're going to travel. Yeah. Like, we have all the say in the world over our situation. There's actually like TMI, but I joke it was like our conjugal visit during camp. Like, yeah, they're not allowed to come home. No one understands that too. Our husbands go away for a month and a half.
You're like, he missed me, so,
yeah,
you know.
They go away. They have like 3 days. They stay in a hotel and they get like, they get to come home like once every 6 or 7 days just to basically like rest in their bed.
Yeah.
And then they have to go back. So I always tell everyone it was our conjugal visit. Like, he came home and his one visit in August.
He's like, I've been really stressed.
I was doing my wifely duties, and it turns out I was knocked up like 3 months after our wedding. We like weren't expecting it, or like really planning, but it was such a welcome, amazing thing in this like high of life. And then in comes HBO, Hard Knocks, and they're like, we want to film the Colts. I forgot about all this, by the way. Do you remember that this all happened?
I think that year was a lot.
Yeah, yes, it was. That was like your first. I feel shell shocked now. Like, we're in Minnesota. I'm still trying, so I can't. I know that you were feeling.
No, but I feel like so many things happened that year was also like the first year after COVID, so it kind of felt like very blurry.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was the first year that like fans were allowed in the stadiums again.
Yeah.
So
kind of.
Kind of. Yeah. There was like still a capacity in certain states.
So that's also something someone has to talk about, the COVID rules. And like how every team got to decide. Remember, they had to pick us up on the side of the road? We could go to the game. We could go home with our husbands, but we weren't allowed to be picked up in the parking lot. They had to pick us up.
Isaac was in LA, so I couldn't even go to the game. They had a whole brand new stadium that I never got to see him play in. That's the thing too, the rules changed. Like, for every different team, it was so insane. I was like, Susie Spanos, no one's going to know if I sneak in with you.
Correct.
Put me in a suite. Put every wife in a different suite.
Correct.
I don't even need food. I'll bring my own snacks.
They're also coming home to us. Like, what's happening here? So, wait, were they allowed to come home?
For a period of time, no. Not during training camp.
Well, no, yes. But like during regular COVID.
Yeah.
We totally digress. But anyway, so HBO comes in and they're like, we want to do the first in season. So HBO is giving, for the first time, like, or Hard Knocks is giving like a true look at the families and players off the field, like, as well as on. Yeah. Well, and so we're pregnant. They approach us and they're like, you know, can we highlight this? This is such a cool experience in your life. And so we're like, yeah, sure, come on in. What could go wrong?
Right.
I was very naive. Like, I'm just going to go ahead and say, like, I didn't even know what stillbirth was at the time. Like, didn't know. And so we say, go like, they film our gender reveal. We like do it. It's like so magical. It's honestly like the highest I've ever felt in life. Like, my husband's always said he wanted to be a girl dad. He grew up, like, he only has a brother. I grew up with all girls. I'm so girly. I wanted a girl, and you just get it. And you're like,
wow, this feels so good.
It's the best feeling. It's like everything happens. Like, everything you ever dreamed of is happening all at once. And you get your dream girl, and you're just riding this high. And then, and you know, your life is under a microscope at this point. You literally invite camera crews into your life, and
they're
you
in
kind
your
of
house. They're
at
these personal events.
The most intimate event in our life. Like, we're finding out our first pregnancy with our family. And so it was magical. And I was so excited to have the world in on it. Like, I just was like, yeah, I want everyone to know about our baby and all of this. And then Christmas comes, and I like was feeling a little off, but you don't know anything. I didn't in my first I was so like head in the sand. You just assume everything works out. And like, even when you're going into your appointments, like, no one talks about these things. So, and I didn't really know anyone or had an experience. Like, I was one of the first in my friend group to get pregnant. My sister had her first. She had like an amazing experience. You know, I was just like, this is how it goes. It's lucky. It's like Mean Girls. You just, if you have sex, you're going to get pregnant.
Yeah.
And everything's just going to go.
And then you're going to have the baby, and then you're going to bring it home. And like, that just.
Yeah. I mean, Mean Girls, where he's like, don't have sex, you will get pregnant. Like, that kind of a thing. It's just like, that's how we educate women here. It feels
like very cut and dry. It's like, oh, and then when you get pregnant, now what?
Yes.
Oh, you have to wait a few weeks to see your doctor. And it's like, well, what do I do in that time frame? I just Google, and then I have to don't trust everything on the internet, but like, also there's nothing for you. So just figure it out.
That's the best way. Like, it's just this weird, and like, when it's your first, you just really don't know. No. So I reached the halfway point, and I remember I just woke up one morning, like, just like any other thing, but I like wasn't feeling her movements, but that was just, I thought, normal, because it was still so like early or halfway. You don't really feel until like 17, 18. I'd only been feeling for a week. So I was like, whatever. You kind of gaslight yourself. You're like, and you definitely want to don't go on Google.
No.
So you don't. But then I knew something was wrong. I went to the bathroom. I had like a little bit of blood, very little, like spotting. And even if you Google that, they're like, that's very normal. Like, can be in the second trimester. Yeah.
You can Google any symptom during pregnancy, and it's like, yeah, could be normal.
Could be normal. Could be the worst, right? So I just knew something was wrong. It's whatever. I do fully believe in mother intuition. Like, it kicks in. I think
instantly,
like, or like, not, you know, like, but like very much so with that within pregnancy.
I feel like you become, like, the second I find out I'm pregnant, I became like protective in a way.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
That like, I wanted a certain gender, but like, if anybody else said they wanted me to have a certain gender, I'd be like, well, don't, because that's my baby. Don't talk about it. Like, you just become a little protective, and like,
oh yeah.
You also, I do feel like you have an intuition when it comes to your body.
100%. That's so I just knew.
Yeah.
I just knew. And, I remember this being, it was our biggest rivalry. And like, the owners had like a funny historical thing, like the Colts versus Patriots is a very historical game. So we're coming up on this game. My husband had been out for 2 games for COVID. So he was like quarantined. We weren't even allowed to be together. I haven't seen him in 14 days. And so I just remember he was at work, and I had the strangest feeling, and he's at practice, and like, they're gone for like 14 hours a day. Yeah. Like, you get a text here and there, you know? So I just remember being like, just in case, I texted our DT, like our player personnel guy. And I was like, DT, something weird. I'm going to the hospital. I'm sure it's nothing, you know, but I need you to, like, if I need, have my husband on deck.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did that too, right? Like, normally you wouldn't, but I just like had this. So I drive to the hospital.
Crazy.
I get in there
Did you go alone?
alone because he's at practice. And it's still like post-COVID times, like the world still kind of feels
And so they probably wouldn't even let
apocalyptic.
anybody outside of your husband in with you anyways.
Yeah. At that point, we were still having discussions like your partner might not be in the room with you when you give birth. And I'm like, that's not happening. But that was a very real situation for people. And so I drive into the hospital. And, you know, it's just like, it's cold, it's sterile. And I get in there and I have this adorable nurse and it's right before Christmas. I had like a Christmas lunch with my girlfriends at the cake bake, the girly, you know.
I love the cake bake.
So I'm like all decked out in this like holiday fit. And I go in and she's like, oh my God, I love your outfit so much. She was like talking to me like girl.
Comforting.
She's like a young nurse. And then she just goes silent. And she was like, I'm new here. She was like, I need to go get the doctor. Like, I don't think I'm doing this right. And I was like, I just knew.
Oh my God.
And then the doctor comes in and she's just silent. And I like will never forget. She just like looked at me like really sad and she was like, I'm so sorry. There's no heartbeat. And then she was like, do you have any family you can call? You know, and you're like, wait, you're like, shut up, get back there. Like, no, my baby's there. Like, stop. And you're like trying to process that. She's like, no, like she's gone. And she's like, okay, so you can just hop down and walk over to labor and delivery. Like you're too far along. You have to deliver your child. And she was like, or you can go home and shower and like get some things and come back if you want. I literally remember wanting to like tackle her and be like, and it's not like, you know, it's not like she didn't have empathy, but it was just like, she's saying these things like so matter of fact. And I'm like, what are you saying? Right. Deliver my baby. Are you high? Like that's not happening. And like, so, and then I'm like, she's like, I'm going to give you some time. She's like, do you have anyone you can call? So I'm just sitting in this like sterile ER room. And so I had to call I couldn't even get a hold of Ryan. I had to call the Colts personnel and I had to be like, hey, we lost the baby. Like, can you go get Rye? Can you tell him to come? And so we did. And so that was like Thursday, or no, that was Friday. The game's on Sunday, right? Mm-hmm. So then we are processing the worst thing of our entire lives.
Absolutely.
But it's football. So football, business as usual. So they produce the Saturday report. It's like Ryan Kelly's out, right? And so Ryan is a key piece to their O-line. He had just been out 2 weeks, and so the messages start rolling in. And we start getting all of these messages from fans like, F your husband, you know, he's so soft. Why did we even, like all of this hate mail starts coming in, right? And they're like saying all these things. So I'm sitting there on a hospital bed trying to figure out how I'm going to deliver my baby who's not with us anymore. Mm-hmm. And you're getting all of these awful messages. And so at that point, you know, like the decision isn't yours anymore. So at that point, I'm so worried about protecting my husband so we can just like process this in peace. Like I wasn't ready to tell the world. First off, what you feel as a woman, like I was so embarrassed. I was mortified. Yeah. And I was like, what did I do wrong? You know, what did I do to deserve this?
You start blaming yourself.
Horrible. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm taking myself through this. I'm like, it's just, you feel all of these awful emotions and you're trying to like work through this, but you have the world saying like, you know, we need your husband and blah, blah, blah. And so then you're like, oh gosh, like, do you go play a game? You know, which is such an insane thing. Like anyone from the outside is like, that's insane.
It sounds insane, but the amount of pressure.
That's all I could feel was pressure. And I was like, and then it's our livelihood. And now, you know, like I really didn't care at all about football in that. But so we then in that moment, I'm trying to deliver our baby. And so I put up a post and it was like this poem that basically alluded to us losing her. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't ready to say anything else so that people would understand that we were going through so that they would just back off and let us go through this, right? And so that is one thing that I can like never, ever thank like the Colts for. Never once did they ask Ryan, like when he was like they were so amazing and so considerate and empathetic. And they were literally on Jim Irsay called my husband. He was the owner of the Colts. And he just called Ryan and he was like, you do what you need for your family. And he said, if you have anyone, I'll fly them in for you. Like, you tell me what you need and I got it. And you just tell me when you're ready.
Yeah.
And that does not happen. And there's a lot of actual loss in the NFL. And I feel so brokenhearted for people who weren't given the same like treatment. But they handled it so beautifully and gave us the space and time we needed. And so that though awakened, like once everyone understood what we were going through, I can't even tell you how the community rallied behind us and were so amazing and carried us through the literal worst and darkest time of our entire life. And, you know, truly at that point he was thinking like, how can I ever step foot on a football field? Yeah. Like, you don't know what any of this means. We've lost a baby. We have no answers. And it's all we ever wanted in life. And then it's just taken.
Football, it's a job. At the end of the day, it is a job. And it's a vehicle for all these other things you want to do in your life. Yeah. But then at who you're going home to every single day, that's your wife, that's your family, that's like your child. That's like what really matters. Like, yeah, I love football. Like I want to play football for my whole life and all of this. But then it's like, that's your fucking family. Yeah. And I do remember like all of this happening. And I feel like this is like where I was like, wow, this is family. Like, this is what everyone talks about when it comes to the NFL. Like, this is like the good side that people I don't feel like get to see is like out of heartbreak comes community and like people rallying behind you and like even like owners, coaches, like going out of their way. And I'm like, okay, like that's when I feel like I saw like, wow, like this is like
bigger than football.
Bigger than football.
Yeah.
And so like in those weeks after, like how did Ryan make the decision like, okay, I'm going to go back to football? Like,
well, and I think also backing up to like what we learned. So I said like, I just want to be so vocal about this, like the feelings of shame. If I could have taken my loss, like at that point, I wish I could have erased my pregnancy, like I wanted to, I didn't like, how do you face a world without your child in it anymore? And we were in the middle of decorating her nursery. We had just gotten her crib in and like, we just like the whole world was in front of us and then it was taken from us. And so I just remember like the shame that I felt and embarrassment and just like what I had done wrong and I couldn't face the world. And the world was so like, I always say like, I didn't mean to open up the world to our loss, but it's the only way I survived. And I've realized how many people are experiencing what we have and how many people like came to our side and it's like community that was our survival. Yeah. And so it's okay if you don't want to share it, like both are valid, right. But opening up and talking about these things, it's so necessary and needed. Like this community is needed. So many people are experiencing this. I just had all of these beautiful, amazing people from every walk of life coming out. Our story had reached them. They did air the episode. So they air it because they're in the middle of filming. We had just done our gender reveal. Everyone was so excited for us. And then they film our loss. Like they, not like they weren't with us in the hospital, but they're there when they break it to the team, why Ryan had to leave practice so early and all the things. And just also like, you have these grown men who are the toughest individuals in the world, like come to you crying and like, it just shows you how beautiful. And like you said, the connection, the community, like the NFL is so much more than football. It is, I really think it's the relationships that matter the most in this experience and like who it's these family. Guys are. It's family.
It's crazy that now in hindsight, that's one of the things I miss most about the NFL is like, yeah, there were a lot of fucking hardships. And like some days I would cry because I just like felt lonely, but then you have people who also feel lonely and you can go through that loneliness together. Yeah. And there's so much community and like family behind football. And I think people don't realize that.
No, I still like think about, I remember your message. Like I remember us like just meeting and it's so weird things like stick to you in your time, but like even just the way that everyone like rallied and like just it was survival. And so I like getting back to that too, no matter what, the world moves on and it's so cruel, right? But it's like, it never leaves you, but the rest of the world has to carry on. And so you have to figure out how to fit back in the world that's moving on. And so that was very hard. And also like it took such a toll on our marriage. So like one of the things people don't talk about is how differently you grieve. So I'm so outward emotion. I'm bawling. I can't get out of bed. You know, I'm angry. I feel rage. And Ryan, just by nature, like he's an O-lineman, it's like ingrained in their DNA. They are protectors. Like that is what they do. And so he felt like his needs didn't matter and he had to be there and be strong for mine. And I'll never forget, it was like after the Christmas party or something, we had like the end of the year party.
Yeah.
We come home and I'm just like, why aren't you crying? Like, did you not miss her? Do you not love her like I do? And I remember like I broke him at that point, like saying that I didn't mean it, but I was just like, why aren't you reacting, having the same reaction as me? And it's because if there's one thing, any advice I could give to anyone in the world in any situation that they're going through, you need to honor each other's grief. And it's so different. Men and women's are so different, or just like people's are different. And so you need to honor and respect how other people choose to grieve. And it's not linear. Like, so it could affect you months down the road and all of it is valid.
And it can also hit you like a ton of bricks out of nowhere. I'm sure like anything after, which they say grief, it never goes away. It just becomes easier to live with that grief. So in those, like, I'm sure women will appreciate you opening up about how hard that is on a marriage and how differently people grieve. Did you guys like go to therapy after?
Hell yes.
Because no human is equipped to deal with loss like that.
Ever. No. And you shouldn't. And we make the mistake of thinking that the village mentality, like we talk about, it takes a village to raise children, it takes a village period in life for all the things. And so I'm so grateful. We knew we needed help at that point when we had come home and I like unleashed on him. I was like, you're not like you're not sad. You don't care as much as I do. We were like, we need help.
Yeah.
Like, this is not healthy. We need help. And we have a beautiful marriage. Like, we were so in love, but like, that doesn't matter in these times. Like, it does, but it doesn't.
Hard. Life is hard.
Yes.
And that life can affect marriage.
And none of us are immune to this.
No.
Like, that's the one thing I've learned too. Like, you will go through really hard stuff at any point in your life. So, you know, unfortunately, our first year of marriage, we lost our child. And like, that's so unfair, but it's the cards that we were dealt with. And we go to therapy. So we went to this healing center that specifically had a grief and loss program. And it was amazing. And mind you, we were seeing a grief counselor, like a joint grief counselor in Indianapolis. But we specifically went to we went to Miraval in Austin. If anyone needs a grief and loss program, Miraval in Austin has a wonderful one. We saw someone out there. We went for a week and it transformed us. We were given so many tools and things to get through this that we still use today. And it's like, even if we hadn't gone through loss, those tools that we were given are just like so effective. And there's so much power in saying like, I need help. Like we go to the doctor if we're sick, we go to the dentist for our teeth. Like, why wouldn't we go to a professional for like our heads and our hearts, like especially when it's hard. So it's like, we're big advocates for like admitting that you're not okay and letting the professionals in to help you do that, because you cannot steward this alone. And you shouldn't have to.
No, you shouldn't have to. I wish that mental health was taken as seriously as physical health, because mental health can impact your physical health. And it just stays with you for so long. After the loss, how did you guys decide, like, I'm ready to start my family?
So I was so terrified. Like, you go through all these feelings. So when we lost her, I was like, I may never have kids again. We don't know why we lost her. Is this going to happen? So you're going through all this stuff.
Which is scary. Like, scared to get pregnant again.
And then if I can just be candid, our health system is unique here. Like, I am a full believer in healthcare and medicine and doctors, but you really have to advocate for yourself. Like, our system's broken.
I mean, the mortality rate for maternity,
we have the worst in all developed nations. So stillbirth is one of the leading causes of death in, like, we have the highest numbers of any developed nation. Like, our maternal health stillbirth, preventable stillbirths. It's actually like sickening, which is why that's our life's mission, is to help fight it. But so for our personal journey, I think I was so terrified. I wanted children so bad. And when you want them and it's ripped from you, you want it even more.
Yeah.
So then it almost becomes like an obsession and a disease. And I went to an unhealthy place of like, we have to have a baby now. Like I wanted it right away, but they were like, you can't. So my delivery with Mary Kate was pretty brutal. I delivered her, and then I had to have a D&C for my placenta afterwards because it was stuck, and it was, so I had all these medical procedures and I wasn't able to start conceiving. So then you go through all of that cleanup and healing, and then
I mean, you're going through the same process as if you have a baby who's alive.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So you're going through all those things.
So your milk comes in.
Oh my God.
You're recovering from pushing a baby out, but there's no baby. And then you're planning a funeral when you should, you know, be bringing your baby home into their sweet little nursery that you just started. And it's so cruel.
So it's an emotional and physical healing that needs to be done. And I'm sure both, which take way longer than if you had a baby that was born.
Especially like the mental side of it. So just like you're going through all of this, and but I was just like, we need a baby. Not to replace, my mindset was never we're replacing my daughter, right? When that was never happening, ever. But I was just like, I need this, I want it so badly. And then, you know, we start trying and it's not happening, and you're like, oh, all right, 3 months, whatever. And then you're like 6 months, okay, like this is really starting.
Well, especially being the fact that you guys didn't try.
Oh my gosh, I joked that he sneezed on me and I was pregnant the first time. Like we go back to our, you know, like I didn't even know what ovulation was. I mean, I did, but like I wasn't tracking.
Right.
Like I was ignorantly in bliss of, you know, it just happened the way that they all make us think that it happens. And then it wasn't happening. And it was happening for all of our friends. It was happening for everyone around us. Now, I also was pregnant. My 2 sisters, we were pregnant together with Mary Kate. I lost mine. They went on to have my beautiful niece and nephew, which was, it was just horrific, right? Like it's a constant reminder of what we should have.
Yeah.
Now it's actually like a beautiful, like I get to think about my baby every time I see them and I'm with them. But during that time, honestly, I was just like, I don't want to like go on anymore. Like,
no.
We can't have a baby. We're doing everything right? Like I'm seeing doctors, specialists, everything. That's why I say you got to advocate for yourself. Like, you know, the doctor's like, you're great. You're distressed. Like, go home. Don't think about it. And I'm like, I'm going to punch you in the throat.
Yeah. Like grab them. Like, this is
sure,
like,
buddy. I won't think about it. Yeah. Like, I won't think about it.
Yeah. Let me just go home and
let me just relax and it'll happen. Like, stop saying that to people. Stop saying it'll happen when you least expect it.
Or like go on vacation and have a few drinks. Oh my God.
Please stop saying that to women. Like just please stop. So men, check your sperm. Women, like be an advocate for yourself. Exhaust all options. Yeah. So I will say I do think I was so brokenhearted and devastated. And also it turned out like we would later find out, you know, through like extensive testing, like why we lost her and all the things. But had we just stopped and accepted, like it was a fluke, we'd never know. And I would have lost all of my subsequent pregnancies. So like, please never stop advocating for yourself. Don't give up. And so from the time that we tried.
You wish that was like accessible to everybody?
I do. And it shouldn't be the rat race and the maze that it is. And everything is so expensive.
Country was a little bit more passionate about helping women start their families and a little bit less worrying about the people who don't want to have families. Maybe the world would be in a better place. Totally. It is though. It's like there's so many people screaming they want help, but we're like not giving them like the access, and I'm devastated. Honestly, like I will say that I know how lucky we are just like for that, because when I tell you how much we spent, like how much, like it was, I'm so grateful because we would go on to do IVF. And one thing I want to talk about too is when we're going through this, Ryan and I are very faithful. Like we are Catholics, and our belief in this, so it's happening for everyone else, right? It's not happening for us. We're reaching the year mark. And Allie, like whatever is beyond depression, like I'm literally like, if I can't be a mom, I don't want to be on earth anymore. Yeah. And that's where I'm at.
I like can't get out of bed. I can't do our marriage, you know, like we both feel like we're failing each other. And it's just so hard. And this was the shittiest year of football. Like this is the Colts. We won't even get into this, right? But it's like work's gone shitty. Like they're just one of the worst teams in the NFL. So you got to go to work. It's so hard to go to work. Then you got to come home and you've got all this heaviness and just was hard. And I was like,
you're just like, I just want a fucking baby.
I just want a fucking baby.
I just want a family. I just want like, this is
it going to happen? Are we ever getting out of this this darkness? Like, will I ever like be happy or like have a baby? And at this point you're like, it's probably not happening. And my life is over at 30 years old. And so anyway, at this point, everyone's giving their opinion, like just adopt, do IVF, do this. Everyone's got their opinion. And it's like,
Christ. You're like, I'm sharing this to help other women going through this, not to get your opinion.
I didn't ask what you're like, so you like, and just imagine, right? And also, gosh, I was so prideful. I was like, if the baby is not coming out of me and like, I say this because I'm in a much different place, but I was like, I'm not doing IVF. Like that's playing God and let me just tell you, that's not what you're doing. And like, it is such a beautiful, amazing gift. You know, there's a lot with IVF. It is a big decision, financially, all these things. The fact that parents, people all across the country want to have a child so bad and they just need a little bit of help, but they can't, because of this insane financial hurdle and like all of the things, right? Like, first of all, be fucking nice to your friends going through IVF.
Oh my God.
It is so hard. Most of the time, no one really wants to do IVF, by the way. Like,
it's not like
no one
I'm
wants,
so excited to go and do IVF. No, there's shots, there's appointments, there's blood draws, I mean, your body goes through crazy things just to get your eggs retrieved. Like,
yes. Oh my gosh.
And this is half the battle. And then you get an egg and then, oh wait, it didn't take. And an emotional, physical.
You literally just nailed it. Like, especially for someone like you nailed it. Like it's hard. It's like, everyone's like, oh, you know, it's not, there's nothing easy. There's nothing in it. You just like, so I just feel like that's like a story too. Like a lot of people like to, involve faith in this. And like, I always like to take people back. There's like a story about God sends a rowboat. There's a guy drowning and he's like, God's going to come save me. And God sends all of these things, but because God himself didn't, but it's like, this is a rowboat. There are amazing doctors who want to help you with your family. They're all giving these gifts. Like, no one's playing God here. We just want our families. So back off.
Yeah. And IVF was the vehicle to do that.
Yes. It's an amazing, and hard, vehicle. And it doesn't come lightly to anyone. And so you're going through this, and it is brutal. And you've got a husband who works. You're just kind of by, like, we had to do it during season. I started on Christmas Eve.
Oh my.
Yeah, and so
I think it's the thing about being married to a professional athlete is lonely.
Yeah, it is.
Like, you're in a city without your family or without his family, and you're just like, it feels very lonely. Your husband's at work all day, and like. Yeah, there's cool perks, but it's very lonely.
And just because you agree to it doesn't mean make it any easier, right? Like, we know what we're getting into for the most part. Like for the most part,
and then you're like, oh wait, this is.
But it doesn't mean
I'm
that
spending
it's easy.
Christmas alone.
Oh yeah. Oh.
That was well, okay. So you started doing IVF a year later,
okay. Like the previous, like So we started on Christmas Eve, and so yeah, it was 14. We lost her on December 17th. I started like the process. Like, I didn't even get pregnant until much later. You got to like take all the meds, prep your body, do all this stuff. So, it's
like,
a
starting, I'm sure, is like, there's a while to go before you have a pregnancy.
This also would have been funny to say. Like, I was someone who used to joke I didn't take Tylenol, not for the reasons that are buzzing right now. Like, I was just like, I never took medicine.
Yeah, and then, I'm crunchy. I don't need to. It's fine.
No, I'm just lazy. You know, I'm just like, I'll lay here in bed with my hungover and die before I get out of bed. And
Coke will do the trick.
Yeah, like I was like, no, one of those girlies.
Yeah.
Like, but it was just like, I was someone who never took medicine. And then they're like laying this calendar in front of you with all of these things. So actually, I chickened out on IVF twice. I went in.
Wow.
if they were like, here's what you got to do. And also like, I went in, they were like, we're going to do everything but IVF. And then they go in and they're like, you got to do IVF. And I'm like, I'm out. So the first time I like set the place on fire, I was like, F you, I'm out. Like you told me, you know,
and then the doctors are used to that.
They got to be, right. They got to be. And then you like give yourself some time. And then I'm like, I want a baby so badly. Like, fine. So we go back in, but then they send me like the shot schedule and I'm like, later. I literally called.
Well, the shots, the pills, the hormones.
Oh, I was like, I'm out. Hard pass, I'm out. And then we get there and we go through IVF. And honestly, we had a beautiful experience, an amazing care team, and we were lucky. So we got our boys out of it. I didn't know that we were boys. We did this fresh cycle. We didn't know. And so this is part of like loss and just, you kind of talked about when people are talking about your gender and like gender disappointment, like that's a real thing. And it's so funny because they're the loves of my absolute life. But I'm sitting in the anatomy scan. We didn't want to find out that we were having what we were having.
Are they identical?
They're fraternal.
Okay.
Because one is literally Ryan and one is literally me. But they didn't. The tech ruins it in my anatomy scan. And she's like, she lets me basically tells me I'm having boys. I can't even tell you the heart attack that I have. I go, put the gender in an envelope now. And I was like, we get home. And part of this just is because we lost a daughter. Like I thought I was such a girl mom. So like, it never occurred to me that I could have two boys at once. No. Like, especially because they weren't identical, right? So I was like,
did that make you almost grieve the loss of your daughter a little bit more?
1,000 times. Like, so there's a video. It's on my Instagram. It's our gender reveal. And we crack the second cake thing. Okay. We had like a cake made. We cracked them open. It was blue icing. We cut the phone goes down because I just start bawling because that's what it felt like grieving my daughter or like the loss of her all over again. Cause I just thought we were going to have.
I think that two feelings can exist, right? Like you're so excited to have two babies, two healthy babies. Yep. You're excited. Yeah. But you can also still be sad that like, wait, I was supposed to have a daughter here and now I'm not going to have a daughter and I'm going to have two boys. Yeah. And you also, did you know the genders of your other embryos?
No.
Okay.
Yep. So we were very adamant on that, like the fresh transfer, blah, blah, blah. Which, by the way, like that's also another process in itself. Like you don't get to determine, you don't just get to say, I want a fresh transfer. Like everything has to align your body. Yeah. Everything has to be like willing to accept that. And so we fortunately were able to go through with the fresh transfer, didn't know what we were having, find out we're having the boys, and thank God, because it just took me a minute from losing our daughter to thinking, we were going to get that again to we may never have that. Yeah. And just kind of opening. The boys are the best thing that's ever happened to me. Like there's no doubt about that, but two things can't exist. And I'm sure it's a real feeling.
Once your babies are born, it's like,
how did I ever?
Disappointment I'm sure goes out the window. So that's whenever I see these people being disappointed in the gender, I'm like, you're allowed to be upset.
Yes.
You're allowed to be upset. Now, if your child comes to earth, you can't.
You can't be like, stay there.
Fuck this. I still want,
Yes. But it is like so we did it. We have the boys. So pregnant with the boys. We find out it's boys. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. I'm going to be a boy mom. And I'm like getting myself hyped up. So also, we lost Mary Kate at 20 weeks. Ooh. Yep. So I couldn't even breathe. So we get through 20 weeks with the boys, and I'm like, this is it. Like, it's, like, I can finally allow myself to enjoy it.
Okay, so until 20 weeks, you were like,
couldn't breathe,
my fucking breath.
Would not even, like, acknowledge the pregnancy, really. Like, I was so terrified if I even spoke of it, something awful was going to happen. Mm-hmm. So cut through 26 weeks and we're vacationing. The season's done. It's like our big vacation in the summer. And at this point, so in between losing Mary Kate, I found this company came to me. They're called Count the Kicks, and it is a stillbirth prevention company. So what they do is they've created an evidence-based app that tracks your fetal movements during your third trimester and on, because that is the only indicator that something is wrong in your pregnancy. So like we talk about things. If you are listening to this, by the way, there's no such thing as running out of room in your pregnancy. Like if your movements are off from
or decreased,
you will have a pattern. If they're off, you go to the hospital. You advocate for yourself.
You are the only reason I know what Count the Kicks is.
Yes. You download Count the Kicks.
You are the only reason I knew what that was.
And also it's like, I don't say it to scare people. Like it's kind of a cute way to bond with your baby before they're here. Like you get to know them, their movements. It's like really sweet. And it is the number one indicator that something may be off, and you go in if it is. And like, they can't tell you, they can't turn you away. You're like, here it is. Here are all my movements. You can clearly see they're off, blah, blah, blah.
Mental health should be taken as seriously, if not more seriously, than physical health. If you pull a muscle, you go see a doctor. But when it comes to finding the right therapist, suddenly it's frustrating. There's long wait lists, or you're staring down huge out-of-pocket costs. And that's what usually stops people from actually getting help. And that's where Rula comes in. Rula makes therapy simple, affordable, and fast. They work with most major insurance plans, and the average session copay is just $15. $15. That's basically the cost of lunch, but instead of a sandwich, you're investing in your own headspace. And with Rula, you're not just matched and left to figure it out. They check in, they make sure you're actually making progress. Every therapist on the platform is licensed, vetted, and picked for their expertise. So you know you're talking to someone legit, not just whoever happens to be available. Getting started couldn't be easier. You answer a few quick questions about what matters to you, and Rula connects you with in-network providers who actually fit your needs. You pick the time, and you could be talking to a therapist as soon as the next day. So no weeks of waiting, no endless back and forth. Bottom line, if you've been putting this off, Rula takes away the excuses. Simple, affordable, and actually built to get you better. Rula makes it easy by keeping everything in one place, whether it's therapy or medication management. Rula makes it simple to get the full scope of care you need. No time wasted navigating between platforms or offices. Again, Rula is making it super easy, and they're taking your mental health seriously. Thousands of guys have already used Rula to finally get the care they needed. Don't keep putting it off. Go to rula.com/Sunday to get started today. That's RULA.com/Sunday. Take the first step, get connected, and take control of your mental health. There is so much noise in the pregnancy space, so I want to take a second to talk about Needed, because I love Needed. They're providing more than just amazing products. They're advocating for better maternal and infant health outcomes and doing groundbreaking women's health research through their clinical research arm, Needed Labs. So Needed is all about women, and I love that they not only offer a prenatal pack, but they also offer so many other additional things that are going to help not only mom when she's pregnant, but the growing baby and overall health of mom as well. So I want to take a second to talk about the Needed starter plan. Now, what's in it is a comprehensive prenatal multivitamin made with bioavailable nutrient forms paired with sustainably sourced omega-3. These two essential products, both the prenatal multi and the omega-3, are designed to meet the mother and baby's optimal micronutrient needs. And you might be thinking, why is that needed? So omega-3 should be dosed separately from the prenatal to get optimal dosing and may oxidize at different rates than other nutrients in the prenatal. Products in their starter plan go beyond the bare minimum dosages and are designed to be taken together to optimally nourish mother and baby before, during, and after pregnancy. The prenatal multi provides 26 optimal nutrients in dosages that mothers and babies need, and the omega-3 and omega-3 plus, which is vegan, up to 95% of mothers aren't meeting their omega-3, so DHA and EPA needs. Give your body the omega-3 it needs for fetal development, hormonal and mood balance, postpartum recovery, healthy breast milk, a healthy inflammatory response, and more. Pregnancy and postpartum are some of the most nutritionally demanding times in a woman's life, and a mom and her baby's health, now and for years to come, is influenced by her nutrient status. If you guys are interested in checking it out, head over to thisisneeded.com and use code SUNDAY for 20% off your first order. That's THISISNEEDED.com and use code SUNDAY for 20% off your first order. Whether you're here for the touchdowns to tailgate or just good times with friends, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, adds extra excitement to game day. Even if you're new to betting, it's simple and fun. Just pick a team or your favorite player. No pressure, no need to know all the rules, just a fun way to add extra excitement to your game days. Let's say you like the color purple, you can bet on a purple team. Let's say you like the color orange, you can bet on an orange team. There's really no rules when it comes to that. New customers, this one is for you. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SSC, that's code SSC, to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. Fees may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. I actually just came across an article in the past week, which is crazy that now you're here, that like doctors recommend not buying the like what you can hear your baby's heartbeat with. Yeah. Because that could be a false
heartbeat is not an indicator.
Like decreased movements is more of a telling sign than like, oh, they have a healthy heartbeat. I'm okay. I'm not going to go in.
Yep.
And then something happens.
It's crazy. This is even part of the CDC. Like the CDC is like, do not use the Doppler. That's what they're called, right?
Yeah,
the Doppler.
I'm like, I'm sure it's fun, but like, don't do it to like check on your baby's health.
Yes. So it is the only clear indicator that like your baby is in distress. So, and this is if your movements increase or if the movements decrease. It's both. Crazy. It goes either way. So if your baby just starts rapid fire kicking and that's never been, you go in. If you're not feeling your baby, you go in. And a lot of women are like, I don't want to annoy the doctors or like the nurses. I mean, they are there for you. I don't care if they are mean to you. You go in.
Request a new nurse.
Yeah. Well, by the way, you can fire your doctors, your nurses. You can tell them no. You can tell them like, you have a voice. Use it. Mm-hmm. And so that is what I'm most passionate about is like educating women on their pregnancies because we're not told enough. We're not educated enough. Google can be a black hole, but so it's like movements matter. And so like follow them, use them, download Count the Kicks and pay attention to your baby's movements.
I'm sure you're saving babies' lives like that you don't even know because just somebody coming across your page and seeing, oh, like I've been like, I guess the kicks actually have been weird. It's crazy. I see this. And like,
we have so many baby save stories. Like it's incredible. So 1 in 4 stillbirths are preventable.
Oh my gosh.
It's like sickening. So 25% of the stillbirths in the United States are preventable. So we've got a lot of work to do. And honestly, like Indiana is one of the worst in the country. And that's why, that's how we kind of started our work. And so now we're spreading it throughout. So it's an honor to do it. And I just don't want anyone to walk home empty-handed from the hospital like we did. Yeah. So cut to in my pregnancy.
How did it feel walking home? Well, go to the end of your pregnancy.
Well,
I want to hear.
So we've done all this work with Count the Kicks. So I'm 26 weeks and with twins, it heightens everything. So I'm like damn near full term.
Yeah.
At 26 weeks pregnant with 2 boys who also they're my son's
also your
boys.
husband's not small.
They're like already off the charts in my stomach. Like every scan I went to, they're like, you got some big boys in there, And I'm like, I know, thanks. But so, I'm at 26, we're on vacation and I don't feel baby A's movements like at all. And that's weird. And so then I'm doing all the things, which by the way, don't drink orange. Like they're like, drink orange juice to get them.
Yeah.
That's creating involuntary movements, right? So like, don't drink orange juice, just go into the hospital.
Yeah.
If you're feeling them. So I'm not feeling my son. And so I'm like, and I very distinctly, so like I'm drinking orange juice.
Yeah.
I'm laying on my side. If I always laid on the side that he was closer to, or if I pushed in, he would always like retaliate in his little kicks. And so he's not doing it. So we knew immediately.
Did you panic?
Absolutely. I'm like, I literally scream like horror movie. I'm like, get me to the hospital, Ryan. Like, let's go. And I'm trying to stay calm, right? But like, you've already been in this situation before. So you go to a hospital. We're in this like Florida town. The hospital's not the best. We go in, they just hook me up to a fetal monitor, like, and like an hour later, like the twins movements return, and they're like, okay, you're good, girl.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding, but it was the biggest blessing. But hear me out. If anyone else is in this situation, like especially this far along, like if they just would have done a cervical exam, Allie, they would have known I was in labor.
Wow.
But they didn't. They just hooked me up and they were like, you're good. And even after everything that I've been through, I'm like, okay, I'm good. And I like knew better, but also I was like, I don't want to give birth in this 1980s hospital. Like, let's just get home. And then, you know,
so you went home.
And yeah, and I'm like calling my doctor. I'm like,
right.
let's like, I'm like, this is what's happening. She's like, okay. Like, she's like coming to me
because twins
right
is
away.
high risk, technically.
Super.
Right?
And since I had a stillbirth and given my like,
and IVF and like all these things, I feel like contribute. Okay.
Well, and so this is so crazy. Since I had Mary Kate so early, there's like an insane statistic. I'm going to get this wrong, but I want to say 70% chance you go into labor early again.
Wow.
So and with twins, it's like exponentially like you're going in, right? And at this point, I know like they're right at viability, maybe like outside of life. Like we're the 26.
Yeah, twin viability is a little bit different than a single.
Because they're like, exactly. And so but I'm like, please God, no. So anyway, we have my close girlfriend's wedding in Nashville, Tennessee. So like I'm at the hospital on Friday. We fly to Nashville. We're in Nashville. I'm like getting ready for the wedding and I start having full blown contractions.
Wow.
And I knew. And so I just look at Ryan and I'm like, go get the truck. We got to go. And this is so crazy too, because one of my girlfriends from Indiana who had moved to Tennessee was like, hey, here's a hospital just in case you need, like, if anything happens, you go here. I like joke with her. I'm like, you set it into motion.
It's like manifestation.
But we know that I was actually in labor before. But so there's a corresponding hospital that's in Nashville, that's in Indiana, that I was like, we're going to go to, like, just so they can get us home to Indiana. Yeah. Like at this point, I'm like, I'm not in labor, but something's not right. And they need to get my ass home. So, and the only reason we agreed to go to Indiana or to the wedding in Nashville, because I was like, it's 4 hours from Indiana. Like, we'll be fine. If anything happens, we'll get in and go.
4 hours, right?
It's nothing. It's an hour flight. It's 4 hour drive. I get to the hospital. By the time, we're talking 15 minutes. By the time I'm hotel to emergency, labor and delivery emergency, I'm bent over. I can't even stand. The contractions are so bad. So they wheel me back there. They do an exam and they were like, honey, like you're 2 centimeters dilated. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like what?
Fucking stitch me up.
Oh,
like what?
I mean, yeah. So I'm like, you give me whatever it takes. Like that's literally what I said. I was like, close her up.
Yeah.
Stitch her up right now. And so they did everything under the sun. And they were like, I do remember that first night, they were like, if you don't progress any further, we'll get you to Indiana. We'll airlift you to Indy. Yeah. Sure enough, like no progress all day. Like 1 a.m. comes around, I progress like 3 centimeters. And so, and it's painful. Like and this is now twice.
Very
where it's
real
just
labor.
Like, it's been taken so then the head of fetal medicine comes in and she's just like, honey, I'm sorry. Like it's not if, it's when. And we're talking hours, maybe days. Like your boys are coming. If they survive, you will be in the NICU for 6 months minimum.
Jesus Christ. Are you not like, why? Like, why me?
Yeah. Oh my God. And talking about someone of faith, I'm like,
yeah.
What? Like, who was I? Like, what did I do to deserve this? Like, you know, you're just like all these heavy things. I'm like,
your story is insane.
I'm like, God hates us. Like, you know, I know he doesn't. That's not a real thing.
But no, you have very real feelings in the moment. Like,
or I'm like, I was a murderer in a past life. Like I did something horrible. Like this doesn't happen to people. Yeah. Surely I'm not laying in a hospital bed praying for my children to live again. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
Right. And so then on top of this all, right? So again, like football doesn't matter in these times, but it matters because we're 3 weeks from my husband going to a camp where he has to go away for a month and a half and drop off the face of the earth. And I'm not allowed to see him, even if we were in Indiana, you know, and like our kids aren't supposed to be due for 3 months. I'm 27. I've just entered the third trimester. So they go, your babies are coming.
In a different state.
In a different state where we don't know anyone. And so again, everything is ripped from underneath you. And you're just like, at that point, I'm like, just please let them survive. Because God, if you take another child from me, you have to take my life with it.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I cannot go through this again. And like at that point too, I'm like, we're done. Like after this, if our babies make it, I'm so done. Like, I'm not meant to have children.
Right.
Anyone read it, like listening to this thinking like, yeah, maybe you should stop having babies. That thought occurred to me. Like, I was just like, maybe we're not meant to do this. So we have the boys. And my boys come out, they're 2 pounds each. It was horrific. I also won the lucky lottery of, I gave one vaginally and then had to have an emergency C-section for the next.
I hear of that for twins. I'm like, God.
And then I hemorrhaged out and went under, and I didn't even see my babies. I woke up not even knowing, like,
are they okay? Where are they?
Yeah, if they're alive. I literally came to, I'm in like the recovery room, and it's been like 24, 36 hours since I gave birth to my babies. I don't even know their status. And I wake up and Ryan's not in the room. He was there with our babies, and the nurse just wakes up and she's like, do you want to see your babies? Like they are, like they're doing so great, blah, blah, blah. And so at that point, I just remember feeling like so cold. Like, no, I don't want to see my babies. They're 2 pounds. Like I'm so scared, none of this is how it's supposed to be. Like I wasn't promised any of this, and so we go down to the hospital, and granted, we go into the hospital and someone's like, are you Ryan Kelly? And I'm like, not today, Satan. Not today. Like, can you please just let us like have this?
I'm like, if you see someone in a hospital, probably don't ask if they.
Also, we're in enemy territory. It's like we were with the Cold Still. It's Nashville. Like that's their like. So like that was a thing where I was like, can you literally not like, and so there they are, like our 2 pound perfect little miracle boys hooked up on life support. I'll tell you one thing you should never have to see is like your perfect little babies hooked up to every wire and cord under the sun. And, but they're like full blown, like they're like just beautiful, like perfect babies. But then you go on this journey. And so, I got to have my husband for 2 weeks, and then this decision that we're not even talking about this point, right? Because like, how can he leave our children that we don't even know if they're going to make it or not still at this point, right? Like, because honestly,
I'm sure while they're in the NICU and being on life support, like there is not really a green light until like months.
There is not a green light until you're out.
Until you're out.
And so, and also like,
well, I guess if there was a green light, like you would be not there.
Yeah. Well, but still what you're saying, like, is there any guarantee? And like, unfortunately, no, there's none. And like every day things can take a turn. And it was so like, we're one of the lucky ones. Like we were there while people lost their babies.
Oh.
Yeah. And then what that does to you, like, it's just like, you don't take, and just like you're sitting by a hospital bed for 6, you're completely helpless. All I can do is nurse them at this point, like provide my breast milk, and that's about it. I felt so powerless. I felt so helpless. And so inevitably, 2 weeks pass and work comes, and the organization is aware of what's happening. Like no one, by the way, knows what we're going through. Except for like immediate friends and family. And then you do have to let the Colts know. And, they're just like, and we have a new coach this year, and it just was such a mess. And he's one of the most veteran, like he leads the line. Yeah. And so they need him, and there is no policy. There's nothing on this. And you'd like to think that your children being on life support would be a good enough excuse, but but it's not, unfortunately. And that's the hardest part of this. And so I understand that people are going to have opinions about this, and I don't care, and I'm not asking for them. Yeah. But my husband and I made the best decision for us, and I don't regret it in the slightest. But we decided for him to go back to work because there was nothing he could do.
But what a blessing to not be able to understand the decision you guys had to make.
Thank you for saying that.
Like,
thank you for saying that.
Because you can say this and that. Like, if I was in your shoes, like, I would never let my husband. Well, you don't actually know. And almost I feel like him going is like, hey, like we need some sort of normalcy.
Yes.
Like, yes. And also like what, you guys are both going to stare at your babies just hooked on wires?
Correct. Like we are just sitting in lazy boys outside of their giraffes, just, and so we made the decision. It was like, and I don't regret it. And he went, and unfortunately they're at camp. So like there's no off days. And so it was like, I didn't know when I was going to see my husband next, and he didn't know if our children were going to be alive.
His boys next alive.
Yeah. So it was a really difficult decision, but they made it. They're such freaking rock stars.
Oh my gosh.
So they make it. And so I'm at the hospital.
Wait, so this entire time you're living in a different state?
Living in a different state.
You're like renting a house?
We're in an Airbnb in
Did you have a support
Nashville.
system?
No.
So
we didn't know a soul. So actually, let's talk about how beautiful the NFL family is. So we had a couple families, like Claire Kittle. We didn't even know them before, but that's like their home. So like we had a friend of a friend. They like literally took us under their wing. Like for those 3 weeks, George was like, come to our house, Ryan, like you're going to train with me. You're going to do all these things. They opened up all their resources to us. Like
That's where I'm like, the NFL is a family.
It's so
it doesn't care. It doesn't matter like what team you're on or if you even know the person. If there's like a friend of a friend of a friend, it's like you have resources. You're like,
that's what it
here.
was. Like no one, like we didn't know these people personally. Like we had friends of friends, and like there were so many people. Like we're actually playing now with a couple who like were so amazing. The schools, and now it's full circle. We're in Minnesota together. Like we didn't know them at all, but like they helped us. Like that was who we had to rely on. People we don't know. Other just like players. And it was the best gift in the entire world, right? But so my life became going to a hospital. I didn't leave. I was there for 16. I would go home to our Airbnb and sleep at night. And then I would get up and go sit by a hospital bed. And if you've ever been in like ICU, like an NICU, like there's just beeps every 3 seconds. There's like the life support alarm going off. Like to say that my nervous system, well, she packed her bags. I don't know if she's ever coming back, but my nervous system said, we're out, girl.
Well, now it's funny because I'm like, oh, how are you doing with 3 kids under 2? And then you're like, oh no, I'm great.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, this is
like now that I've survived this, like, and I just like, it was, myself didn't matter. So like, and let's just talk about that. I've got a C-section and a vaginal delivery that I'm like trying to recover from in a 1990 lazy boy hospital.
Oh my God.
And so but Allie, like my only connection to the world were like the nurses. Like that was my human connection for the day. That was all I had.
Did the nurses become like friends?
They're still our family today.
Yeah.
Like our 2 NICU nurses like are going in our will.
Oh.
I'm not even like everyone thinks I'm not kidding. Like,
No.
Yeah.
They kept you alive too.
Like
they kept you sane.
Oh, and it was like, you don't think about this. Like it didn't hit me until, there was like, it's called like no man's land. Like there was like this NICU was so packed. They have like a spillover room and it's like in the back. And so since our boys were doing so well at one point, they like put them in no man's land. I remember I actually had like a mental breakdown. Like I had a full on Menti-B in the NICU. I started bawling and I was like, you can't put me out here. Like there's no life out here. So
you're like, I need human interaction. I'm gonna have my husband.
And it's the nurses, but it's like, give me back my people.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't realize, like when you say that, you're like, wow, that's like, it's not sad because those women are amazing. But that was my life so then anyway, our boys are a miracle case. So they were born at 27 weeks on the dot, 2 pounds each. And they said that we would be there for a minimum of 6 months. We freaking packed our bags in 3 months. We got out. We came home, and you would look at my boys, and you have no idea. And I do not say that smugly. That's just like a God thing. Like that was, and I also feel like that's my daughter. Like there was divine intervention. Like you don't go through this. You don't walk away unscathed necessarily. Like when you give birth that early, like, if it's just such a wild thing to tell you that I have like 2 hilarious, wild, tiny giant men that I'm raising that you would like never know. Like
toddler men.
Anytime I go, to like, we do their appointments and they're like, these guys were born at 27 weeks. And I'm like, I know. And so, and that's the thing too. So things get really scary and like, it's not like we're out of the woodworks, but they're like, this could happen. This could happen. Like one of my sons had a very like scary, like he had I'm not going to open it up to like his, like, but we had a
Yes.
very scary situation and he like just outgrew it, you know, but then they're telling you that you're at one point that they're telling you like your child may not have a normal life. Like he could needs support and he could be a medical child for the rest of your life. And so, okay, you're like, I think I'm through the worst of it. Like you're like, please let him live.
It's like you're
then
holding
you're
your
like,
breath and then waiting and like the good thing happens and
Yeah.
you're like, oh wait, but this thing could also happen.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and then they're just like your whole life again, you don't just get through it and get to have your babies. Like they could be all of these very scary circumstances that would change
yeah.
your whole life. And so you're dealing with all these. And so I get home beginning of October. Allie, we also had moved houses. We had bought a house right when I went into labor.
You're like, okay.
So I didn't even say goodbye to my old house. And we just had someone move us. We literally were just like, our families were amazing. Like they did what they could and helped like move. Someone moved our house for us. I don't even know if all of our stuff made it. To
Like,
this
I don't
day.
even know where this item is. Still don't
No
to
idea.
this day, but like whatever.
I really don't. And none of that matters anymore,
Yeah.
right? Like I remember thinking, I don't even care. Like you could rob us, just let my kids live. And so
It's
we
also
move
crazy,
houses.
like moving during football season, moving during football season with a baby, moving during football season with two babies, moving during football season with two fresh out of the NICU babies into a new
new house. I'm like, which room is theirs?
Yeah,
I
don't
mean,
even
like
know
we
if you
did a
have a neighbor
walkthrough through
sister.
this house and that was it. And then we bought it and then we moved into it. Like someone moved us and I came home with my brand new babies from a hospital. I didn't even know where their rooms were. Like, I mean, you do, but you don't. Like I've never
You're
walked
like, wait, where's it? What light switches
upstairs.
for what?
Correct. And so, like I just
You
think,
happy to be home?
I think about our village and just like how many people came. Like we just had this amazing people like rally and like get us in and help us move. And so we're home in this new house. Ryan's in season. He's not home. Like I think that's like what people don't like. We're not being dramatic when we say that we single parent during the season. Like they're gone from sun up to sundown.
Yeah, I mean, when the kids wake up, he's gone, and when
Yes.
the kids are going to sleep,
He's
still
out the door
gone.
by 6 a.m. Our kids go down at 7:30. Like on good days, he comes home at like 6:30. Good days. And that's like once a week or like, and the off day. But then if they're hurt, they're on treatment. So there are no off days.
Yeah.
So you're going through this, right? And so I'm like adjusting to two babies, not one. Like twins is chaos. Like chaos. And they're, still kind of medical babies at this point. You've got all these, how crazy is this? When you go to the NICU, you come home, you have all of these required appointments or they'll like call child services on you. Like they follow up.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh, yeah. So they're like, but I'm like, yeah, like I'm trying to getting, how hard is it to get out of the door with one baby when you're a first time mom, let alone two, and then get downtown, like you're in the burbs and then you got to get downtown by yourself to this hospital. Like, I just remember like, I don't know if I'll ever like come out of this like fog. And then, so the boys, they came home. We came home right at like 3.5 months of their life, which adjusted. They're like 0 months old.
Yeah.
Like that's how twins work. Google it. Adjusted age for NICU babies.
I don't know why we don't just only go off the adjusted age.
Right? You do for like their first like 1.5 to 2 years.
Okay.
So like if I'd be out, like people are like, oh my God, how old are they? I'm like, they're 6 months. They're really 9, but I just like, they're 6. I don't want to get into it. And just like everyone's also like, now this is my like favorite line. It never escapes me no matter where I go, but we'll get to that in a minute. But it's like, you have your hands full. And I'm like, thanks. Can you hold the door for me? Like, I get it.
Oh, you have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Move over.
Yeah. Like, thanks so much. I didn't realize.
Like, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God I have my hands full too.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was absolutely. So one person actually told me this. I'm like fresh at home. We're back and I'm in Target. And a woman told me, she was like, I would kill myself if I had twins. She was like, I don't know how you do it. I would kill myself. And I was like, I can't even believe you just said that to me. But also like, you have no idea what I just went through to be here. Like I would have almost, like I killed myself to get them here. So People just say things.
I love that, like, your hands are full and it's like, well, thank God they're not empty.
Yes. And like, you want to say like, I know you mean well, right? But it's just like,
no, I actually want to say like something so like crazy that they're like, oh, I should have never talked to that person.
correct.
Like,
I can never think of it on the spot.
I know.
But we are the same, and I wish I could clap back. But actually, the sweetest guy just said something to me. He stopped and he was like, your kids are so beautiful. Enjoy it. It goes by quick. And it was not like a sad, but he was like, enjoy it. And he was like, they're so, and I was like, thank you for saying that. And not like you have your hands full, like it's a bad thing. Like people are always like, I actually too just had someone with my 3. I have this hilarious, like, have you seen the Zoe's Trio stroller?
Yeah.
Like it's like, it's a rig. I roll around with like a rig for my 3 children. But I had a woman be like, if I were ever that silly, like I should keep that stroller in mind. Like I guess she meant like it's silly to have 3 kids as young as I did, whatever. But it's just like the things that people feel so confident or just like entitled to say when they have no idea what people's journeys are. But we digress. And back to the twins are 2 months old or 3 months adjusted. No, they're 3 months old. So like they're 0 months old.
Yeah.
So we're like trying to settle into life. I think I learned at it when the twins were 5 months. So 2 months later, I'm home from the NICU with twins for 2 months, not even. And my husband and we're just starting to we're still fully in season. I'm still trying to get like my bearings under, and we're like bathing the twins. And we still don't feel like we've come up for air. And my husband and I had a conversation. Like at this moment in my life, I was like, I'm done. I'm done.
Kids, yeah.
We have these 2 beautiful, healthy baby boys. I cannot go through anything like this ever again. I love you. We have our sons. I'm done. And this, like we've always talked about 4 or 5, like,
right.
You know, like, and it was a very real conversation. And at this point, I'm like, I'm going to need decades of therapy to just like unravel, you know.
The past 2 years of your life.
Yeah. And so I was like, I'm done. I feel so grateful for what I have. Despite everything I feel so grateful. And we're washing my sons. Like we just had this conversation. And everyone used to say this to me, like, beside from when you least expect it, but people like, you know what they say, you know, it'll probably happen. You'll get pregnant right after. That does. Spoiler, it did end up happening for us. Stop saying that to people though. Like stop saying like, it's going to happen, you know, or like people get pregnant all the time after. It did happen. But that's not what people need to hear when they're like going through their journey. So, I
get it, but like don't.
Yeah. It's just like not with, you know, and like I said too, like I was like, I'm done. Please stop saying it. It's painful. So I'm bathing my boys. It's been a particularly hard day. And at this point too, like we didn't have help for a while. We had a really bad experience with a nanny. We finally find this like godsend of a nanny, and I'm like starting to feel like I can survive this.
Yeah.
So we're bathing our sons, and I have to run out because I'm about to vomit all over his head while bathing him. And I'm like, that's weird. And then I was like, wait a second. Like, and I'm nursing still exclusively, so I haven't had my period. And
also it took you a long time to try getting pregnant.
We had to pay like
a lot of money to get pregnant.
We had to be so intentional that I was like, we'll have to be intentional for the rest of our life. Like it can't happen, blah, blah, blah. And so, and you know, because when we were going through the IVF, he was like, you need to do IVF. Like whatever. So I'm like, okay, we have to do this the rest of our life, I guess. So I'm like about to vomit on my newborn baby's head. I run out of the room and I don't know why. It's like something hit me. Mm-hmm. And I was like, because like I said, I hadn't had a period. I'm breastfeeding.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to take a pregnancy test. There's literal cobwebs on them. I don't even know if they've expired. I don't know why, right? Like it's just one of those intuition things. Cause I was like, my boobs are hurting anyway. I'm nursing. And I take a pregnancy test and it turns positive before I can lay it back on the toilet seat. And I'm like, no. And I get what you're saying. Like everyone's like, oh, you're so excited. And I'm like, no. Like
so you had just...
I'm not even healed.
Yeah.
Like I still have like, I probably actually like they might have been healed, but like scar is still super fresh. Like so I'm like, there is no way. And also like, then I'm like, my boys are only 5 months. Like,
Yeah.
I can't do this. Like, this is not right. So sure enough, we were actually too, like my husband had just found out he's making the Pro Bowl. That's what it was. We were like going to the Pro Bowl the next morning. I call my doctor that night and I'm like, I think I'm pregnant. And she's like, you're not, stop it. I'm like, no, like I send the thing. She goes, be at my office at 6 a.m. I was like, I have a flight at 8. So I go in there and I'm pregnant. And she's like, Emma, because also there's so many health risks with like all of that.
Back-to-back pregnancies, you just had twins. You also had a C-section.
Yep.
And the fact that like the next baby could be born premature.
Yep.
So can you fast forward? Because I need to know, like, you had a daughter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how was that birth experience?
Divine.
So
It's going to make me,
term?
she just turned 1. So I am like all in my feels because like, if I didn't think like, God, like despite everything we've been through. So this was when I was saying like, okay, so I've had these 2 pregnancies. One, I was a nervous wreck. Like all I could think about was all the bad things that were going to happen. Like, you know, too much at this point. So I just like couldn't enjoy my pregnancy. But the one thing that I was like, if I get this, I want to do it my way for once. My births have been taken from me. My experiences have been taken from me. And mind you, I've had 2, well, I didn't with Mary Kate, but I had a natural pregnancy with the boys. There's a difference between wanting a natural pregnancy and then someone telling you you're having a natural pregnancy, by the way. So very, very traumatic for the boys. And then I got to have, so for this one, just because I was like, I know I can do this. I don't know why. I was like, I want a VBAC. Like at this point too, I'm like, you know, I'm kind of like in the crunchy health journey. Like I'm like, I just want to have,
Isn't it? It's just like you want the control. You're like, I want something to go my way for
once. I just want to experience what a lot of people, like the way that it's intended to. Like, and so, I was hell bent on it. So I even tried to go to the midwifery. They took one look at my hospital report and they were like, girl, get out.
Absolutely.
They were
not.
like, out immediately.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, like we have the most amazing doctor. She actually was like, let's do it. Let's do a VBAC. Like, yes, there are complications. Yes, you are like technically high risk, but like I hear you and I'll support you anyway. But at all of this, I was like, okay, but whatever gets my baby here, like safely, like whatever. So Allie had the most beautiful VBAC, like unmedicated VBAC. She came into this world so peacefully, so beautifully, like on my terms. And also though, this is like one thing I would talk about the NFL. Again, because we weren't expecting it, here's in-season baby number 4. Don't have an in-season. It's so hard. Like it is like, and you can make it work. But
I was so naive to this. I remember when I was like, oh yeah, I want to start like trying for a baby, but I'm only going to try during these certain months because I want to have a baby not during football season.
Yeah.
It's like, no. You think that you get to like try and have a specific birth month. Like best of luck, sweetheart.
Godspeed.
Like, yeah. Great luck.
But like, you know, if it does, if you can, and it does work out for you, shoot for the off season. Your girl just had no say in it. So she, and I say that like, obviously I know how babies are made. But we just went the IVF route, right? Like we tried hard and it didn't happen. So I was like, it'll never happen again without like, you know, all these things. And so, anyway, cut to, she comes, but it's game week and they're on the road, of course. And first off, everyone's like, you're going to go so early. Like you went so early with your others. Like you're not going to make it full term.
And then weeks go by.
And she's huge, right? It's an O-line baby. Like she's measuring off the charts. So, but it does. And I get to 40 weeks.
Every week where you're like, wow, okay, another breath of air.
No, I couldn't let myself relax until she was here. Something so bad happened every time. So I just like couldn't allow myself at all. And that's not healthy either, but I just couldn't, like I couldn't figure a way to unwind myself from all of the bad thoughts and like stuff. And so I mean, I did, right? It was like day by day. And I was like, the one thing I have learned is it's so far out of our control. We don't do anything to lose our babies. Like it's out of our control. Like every day is a gift, right? So every day with your baby, growing them is such a gift. Like try to like be present, try to embrace it. But so we give birth, it's like away week. They're going to be, you know, and of course it's like not an easy flight to get to. And so we had scheduled induction because everything revolves around their schedule. Yeah. They're on the road first thing Saturday. I'm due Friday. So they were like, let's just induce this baby Tuesday. But I just knew if I like went the induction route, if we took it into our own hands, it wasn't going to go the way that I wanted, meaning it would probably end in a C-section.
Yeah. I feel like the percentage of if you induce, percentage of C-section goes up and up and up.
It does.
Yeah.
And especially my history, and I'd already had a C-section. So it's like, especially with our situation, I just knew like if I don't know why, like it's the Holy Spirit, intuition, whatever you want to call it. Like I was like, I need to do this. If I want any chance of it, I have to surrender. So Allie, we made that decision. I really full-heartedly, he comes home from Tuesday and we were supposed to go to the hospital and I start bawling and I'm like, I don't have any peace. I can't go into the hospital. Please. And he was like, I'm so glad you're saying that. I don't either. Okay. And he was like, he was so supportive. And he was like, Emma, I will be at your birth. Even if I'm on that field, like whatever, I will get there one way or another. Like he was so amazing. He was like, don't do that. But my also said favorite doctor was going on sabbatical for 3 weeks starting Friday. So I was like, I need this baby to come. Yeah. And at this point of like emotionally, this is the doctor who delivered Mary Kate. She couldn't deliver the boys because I was out of state, but she's been with me my whole journey. I was like, no, you have to deliver my baby. And so she was like leaving. So anyway, nothing happens all week. So Thursday morning, I go to sleep bawling my eyes out because I just know that I'm delivering without my doctor and potentially my husband. And I wake up Friday and my mucus plug goes and I'm like, it's go time. And sure enough, so also this is just like, Ryan deadass gets up. It's like 5 a.m. and I tell him, I'm like, the baby's coming. I know it. She's coming. I didn't know it was a her at the time. Yeah. We did not find out for our last. You didn't find out? No. And I'm so glad we didn't because by the way, like I just knew it was going to be a boy. Mm-hmm. And this was our only, like, I felt like this was it for us. Yeah. So I was like, we're never having a girl. I just have to accept it. It's a boy. I wouldn't let myself get excited about it. And so we didn't find out. So I don't know what it is. And, I know that it's coming and Ryan goes, babe, it's install day. Like this is the most important day. You need to hold that baby in there until like practice is at 1. Can you just hold the baby until like 3:00? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, bud.
I'll let the baby know.
Like, I hope it's a quick labor. So no.
And like, he's like not that guy. He's so funny, but he was like, if you can you keep the baby in there till, I'm like, sure thing. So I did labor, but like, sure enough, 1:00, I stand up and like the baby is coming out. Like, I don't even think I'm gonna make it to the hospital at this point. I like labored at home as long as I could. I go into the hospital, I'm 9.5 centimeters dilated.
Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. But for somebody who's trying to go like unmedicated, did you go unmedicated or just like vaginal?
Unmedicated, baby.
So for somebody who wanted to go unmedicated, I'm sure you were like, thank God. I'm 9.5. Like I can do this.
I'm just telling you, if I would have gone in there and they were like, you're 3 centimeters, I would have been like, give me the juice.
Give me the juice.
Give me the juice. I'm over it. Like it's such a mental thing. And so I go in, they're like 9.5. I'm like, oh my God. I'm calling Ryan like on the car and I'm like, you gotta go. And he's like, he's in practice. I'm talking to not even my husband. I'm talking to DT. Yeah. He's like, I got him. So he has to miss practice. He comes in and like I delivered an hour later. And it was her. And he screamed, my husband screamed, it's a girl, so loud that every floor in that hospital heard. It was like the most divine.
A beautiful like.
Ever. You know, it was crazy too. Like some people say that we're like insane for this, but our good friends are interior designers. We let them decorate the nursery in secret. We let them see the gender. Oh, wow. And they decorated the nursery in our house and then locked it. So like a month before the baby was due, they went in, we were out of town. They even like disabled our Ring camera, like security system.
They're like, absolutely.
So that we could not ruin it. They took it so seriously. And everyone was like, you peeked. And I was like, I didn't. I swear to God, we didn't because like, so then we got to, it was her. And because my whole thing was like, if by chance it was a girl,
Yeah.
I want every pink ribbon, lace, like exhaust to no end, just in case. Like I want the girliest shit. Like just like Love Shack fancy, just like throw up in my room. Exactly. And so we get our girl and then we come home to this unbelievable nursery. Like it was like the coolest thing we've ever done.
And what a serene, like, we're bringing home our little girl. I'm going to sit in the nursery with my brand new baby that I just delivered. Beautiful experience. My husband was there. I had my doctor. Like, this is like, okay.
It was divine. Like it was, I know, like faithful or not, it was the closest to God I've ever felt in my entire life. Like that brought me back to life. And now that in itself, her birth has provided so much healing for me. You know, it's almost like, could we do one more? Like, should, you know, like it's like where we went from like absolute closing up shop.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, this was so beautiful that it's changed our perspective entirely. And so all of this to say, right, like, I just like, if anyone's listening this and you're going through hell right now, like just hang on if you want to. And if you're still like dreaming of like that, your family, like we hit the bingo card for birth trauma and like all of the things. And like, we held on and look at where we get to say, like, look at what I get to say and like tell you today. So it's just like, there is hope. And sometimes it doesn't go the way that we think or we expect and we try and force. And you just have to surrender to that. But it's like, I get to sit here.
I like hope so many women can listen to your story and find like healing, even if they're not in a place where they feel like healing is even possible.
Yeah. I also say too, like there is healing and bravery and hope if you decide to stop too, right? Like, Allie, some of these people out there are literally like, do we go into crippling, lifelong debt to fulfill this dream or not? You should never have to make that decision, but it is a very real reality. And it's just like, there is also beauty and bravery in saying like, enough is enough too. I like fully believe in that. And I think that it's really hard and there's a lot coming from it. We live in a day and age where there's so much coming, right? When you open social media, when you're in your time like of need and want, it always seems like you're blasted with what you can't have.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to keep, you know, like that perspective too. Like, I know it feels like it's happening for everyone else but you, but I don't know. There's just like, there's beauty in it all. And so, yeah. So we either hang on or give up, and there's beauty in both of those.
And now you have this beautiful family and you guys are living in Minnesota and everything is going good.
Small basketball team.
So before we end, what's next? Like, what are you looking forward to, like for you and your family?
So it's kind of, I look at you and Isaac and we joked about it earlier, like the afterlife of sports.
So real. It's like, honestly, like the career's done. Now what?
Yeah. Like, Ryan's his NFL chapter, whether he plays one more year or three more, like there's an end in sight where it never felt like that before. And our sons are like becoming their people. Like all of our kids are developing these personalities. And like, I can't wait to just like to give all of that to them. Like, what are they going to be? Who are they going to be? And how do we get to support that? And I'm so grateful that the boys, you know, Stella's so little, like hopefully they'll have a piece of what they were part of my husband's dream.
Yep.
They were part of this big, beautiful dream. But now it's time for theirs. So now we get to turn and focus on theirs, and hell, my career. Now I get to have her back. Like we've supported and not, you know, like I don't know. It's just like, there's so much ahead.
I don't know why I thought like, okay, like once my husband's career is done, it's like, okay, like that's over.
Yeah.
No, it gets so much better.
That's what everyone says.
It gets so much better. And I'm like, oh wait, I know my husband's going to be home.
Yeah.
And honestly, my favorite day of the week is Sundays because yes, we watch football, but we watch as a family and like we're on the couch and we're lazy and we're like making chili and the doors open and it's like, oh, and then we can go get pumpkins later. And it's like, our whole world revolved around football. And it's like, it kind of still does, but in a different way. Yeah. One where it feels like we're a little bit more in control and it feels so good.
Yeah. I'm kind of looking forward to that. Honestly, football has been such a beautiful, amazing thing. I'm not like, I'm not like desperate for it to be over by any means. And I still just like love watching my husband out there. Like there's
soak it in.
I know, like there's so much to that, but to your point too, like our life has evolved to so much more than football now. So, yeah, stay tuned. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have some rapid fire questions before we end.
Ooh.
AFC or NFC?
Like what does Minnesota play for?
No, like which one do you prefer?
Wait, time out.
You're like, I don't even know. Actually, it's so funny.
Minnesota play for the NFC?
I just did this literally 2 weeks ago, and she was like, I don't know what team my house was on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just go to the second one. Okay.
Yeah. whatever Ryan's in, the Vikings are in. Fudge.
I didn't know that. I think they're in the NFC. I don't know that.
I think like Colts like is so ingrained. We did it for so long.
Yeah.
It's so ingrained. So like I'm like unlearning.
The AFC?
Yeah.
The Colts?
See?
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Hell no.
You did know.
Home games or away games?
Both. I'm actually now that my kids are old enough, I'm like living for the away games. I'm doing more now.
It's kind of nice.
It's amazing.
I like them. Thursday night football or Sunday afternoon?
Ooh. I like Thursday night because you get the long weekend with them.
Literally like the third person that's
But the boys hate the short week. They hate Thursday night football.
Oh yeah.
Because you have like 3 days to prepare.
For sure.
Their body is like all of it. So yeah.
I think it's fine. Sideline seats or suite?
Okay. There is pros and cons to both. So as someone who had a suite with the Colts, especially with children, I like miss that.
With children? Sweet.
Yes.
And the food.
Except when you find out, by the way, we do pay for our suites. And when you hear what they pay, there's no discount. It's horrific. But but the game day, like being with the fans and like, there's something about like being in it.
In the grit.
Yeah.
So there's benefits to both.
You know in How to Lose a Guy when she's like, I can smell the sweat.
Yes.
I like don't want to, but like being in the action.
No, trust me, I have to smell the sweat and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Coaching your kids' team or cheering from the sidelines?
Oh, coaching, hardcore. Hard, only because like I don't like who I am when I'm on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Like Mama Bear, I'd rather just be the coach.
Like, I'm going to coach either way, so I might as well have the hat.
Yeah.
Kelsey brothers or Manning brothers?
Both. Well, so the Kelsey brothers are Ohio boys. So I feel like I got it, but Peyton's an Indy guy. That's tough.
I know. I'm like, I feel like I really threw you one.
Yeah. Can I just say both? That's such a terrible answer, but both.
It's my game, so.
Yeah.
Celebrating a win with a team or celebrating alone with a family?
Oh.
Like there's benefits.
There's time and place. But honestly, your girl still loves to turn up.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
honestly, I
like a good after with like the team.
Oh yeah. I like a good drinky drink.
Yeah.
And then where can people find you on social media?
I'm an Instagram girly through and through. TikTok is amazing. But like, you know,
yeah.
I'm the village elder. Instagram.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, sharing your story. I appreciate for you being so open and transparent.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you guys for listening. Be sure to tune in every Sunday, wherever you get your podcasts. See you next Sunday.